Hey everybody, welcome to 826th episode of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. Podcast by crew, for crew, relentlessly mocked by crew, and me being sick every week, crew. So I'm only like half sick this week, so I kind of sound like myself, but like not like I can go into like sexy voice, but I'm not gonna really. I
Is it
am gonna
sexy
default
voice
to
or is
that.
it Kermit the Frog voice?
Did you see the one where I was doing the? Oh God, I can't remember her name now. No, no.
Let's finish this intro. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
just
the fucking
Joey.
let's the
I'm
intro.
Big Keith, and we're joined this week by Big Jordan Wong.
So,
Oh, so tired. I'm not even that medicated this week, so I can't promise I'll be as funny. Yeah, Big Jordan Wong. Got him on here, got Keith on here. We're doing it live. Let's get dived right in. Jordan, I see that you were drinking the biggest bottle of water I've ever seen.
yes, it's called a gallon.
Yeah,
I'm doing a gallon of water shit.
the GoAd.
Yeah, yeah. I've been at Legoland with my daughter the past 2 days, so I haven't been drinking shit except for the $6 bottles of water they have at the park, and bought a lot of them, but it doesn't equal a gallon, and so I'm thirsty as shit right now.
Yep.
Just totally out of routine.
And probably broke because I imagine anything, you're paying like $7 for like a 12-ounce bottle of water or something.
Oh yeah, popcorn is like $7.
Oh, geez.
Pretty much anything is a minimum of $7. She got an ice cream today. She just likes vanilla ice cream. So they make like a milkshake at the park I was at, and she doesn't like any of the shit in there. So she's like, I just want the vanilla. So I paid $10 for a cup of vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
That's good stuff.
Fuck it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
What we do for daughters.
Yep.
Well, I'm rocking out the Liquid Death this week. I pretty much ran out of everything in the house, so I went out and little grocery store run and got about a month's worth of random stuff. So Liquid Death, Buried Alive, and this must be the new tall boy because I swear this is definitely like a third bigger than the last one I had. It is
That's
massive.
actually why I can't do liquid death anymore. It's
What?
so much water.
What is liquid death?
So it's just a flavor. It's a sparkling water, just named
Oh,
Liquid
it's a
Death.
sparkling water?
Yeah, I mean, it's right up there with bubbly and like spins.
Yeah.
All the other, like for some reason I can't think of any of the other names, but yeah, it's a good. It's got a deep, robust flavor. It's whereas a lot of the other ones we would like to joke and say they are a flavor, flavor adjacent or something like that, or whatever funny thing we say that I don't
Essence.
remember. Essence, yeah. But Liquid Death's actually like it tastes more like soda-y, I guess, than it just has a lot more flavor. So this was
I'll have
pretty
to
good.
try it.
Yeah,
And
no,
actually,
but
it was. I've
yes,
always seen it at the gas station.
people I think it's just like booze or pre-workout. It's
Yeah,
literally
it
just
was.
like a $4 bottle of sparkling water, but it's pretty good.
Well, I actually prefer the unflavored. I didn't like any of the flavored ones I had, but it's also yeah, like it's a sleeve of water. Like it's like the size of my head. Like it's so much. Um, I've got a Red Fox going because of course I do. I
I
ran
don't
out
know
of
what that is
sparkling water.
either.
What's that?
What I don't know what that is either.
A Red Fox is a beet infused ale.
Sounds like shit, but okay.
Oh, it's delicious because it's the sweet part of beets with a taste of the earthiness, not like it's not dirt beer, but it's like
See,
close.
like I'm that beer guy that I'm assuming someone like you would be like, "Oh, you drink piss water," something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, to an extent, I used to be really into craft beers, like
Mhm.
really in, and then like I was just like, no, I don't care. Just give me what I like now.
Yeah.
And it's this one is here from Ontario, and then I have my Keats, which is from out
Mhm.
east. Otherwise, I'm drinking like Coors
Yeah.
Banquet, right? Like I don't. And then sometimes I get into that. We actually call it grapefruit farts here on this
Mhm.
podcast, like when it's like hoppy, where it tastes
Yeah.
like the asshole of a grapefruit, right?
Yeah.
That
I
stuff's
call that
okay.
tastes like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the
yeah,
IP stuff. Yeah.
yeah. The juicy IPAs and stuff. Like
Mhm.
some of them are okay, like when they're more heavy on the citrus, but then they just get weird.
Like I'm a firm believer that people don't actually really like that stuff.
Oh yeah,
We're like really like it.
yeah. They just make sure everybody can see them drinking it.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, this one's more of it's sweetened with beets.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't have that kind of flavor to it. It has that like beets have their own sugars in them that are just amazing. I like beets, right? I like earthy tastes. Like my cigars, I like them earthy. My coffee, I prefer if it's a dark roast, especially like an African dark roast that has that kind of earthy flavor to it. So this really suits my palate.
I prefer my
It
Bose
suits
and
my
Apple AirPods.
palate. What?
Said I prefer my Bose headphones and my Apple AirPods over the Beats.
Okay.
I
It's see, Jordan got it.
got
Yep.
it.
Yep. Power to the people in the beats.
My jokes aren't funny.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking good.
It was.
What are you
It took
wearing
me
this
a
week,
second.
Big Jordan?
What am I wearing?
Yeah, what shirt are you rocking?
Oh, I don't have a Massonomic shirt on. I didn't get to change.
It's close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Well, it's a Live Large shirt. I wore it today to Peppa Pig World, and they have had a collab with.
Yeah, they're Massonomics
Same,
adjacent, so that
same
which
shit.
counts.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
I'll take it.
we've all got some of their stuff.
yeah. I just got home from everything, so of
Oh, hopefully you didn't have to cut anything short for us, but we appreciate you being here.
course not.
I'm rocking out the new Massonomics. Strength is a number, weight or no, weight is a number. What the fuck? I
Strength is a
phrase it.
number. Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
strength's a number shirt. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a feeling, right?
yeah. Strength's a number, heavy's a feeling.
I don't
Yes.
even have that shirt, and I know what it says.
Oh yeah, I have it on a hoodie and a shirt. I just sometimes words don't sound the same in your mouth as they do in your head.
I'm wearing the shirt that Mike Van Wyck sent me when I ordered the last drop.
He like
And
doubled up something on you, right, or something
yeah,
like whatever.
this dude must think I'm tiny. So at the Arnold, he gives me a 3X sweater, right? Which I appreciate it. Like I'm not knocking it at all. It's so cool he even does this stuff. So at the Arnold, he gives me a 3X sweater, and I was like, well, I guess I got to get bigger. So then I order a large hoodie in the drop, and he sends me an XL shirt. And I'm
That's
just
awesome.
like this, like Mike just thinks I'm small.
Tell him something.
Yeah, he's hinting at something, but it's
That's
just got
cool
his
that he.
face on it. It's one of the ones from the Olympia that he must have had left over. He gave them out to everybody, but I wanted to be comfortable and cozy in my too big shirt today. Did you
I
guys get a
mean,
chance? Did you get a chance to listen to this week's episode? Anybody
I consumed it. Yes.
with CT Fletcher?
Yeah, I listen to that. I actually usually listen to him on YouTube on Sunday nights.
Oh,
So,
nice. Yeah.
like, Sunday nights are typically when I finish up like the last of my work I have left, and I always listen to stuff while I do stuff because I don't know, just what I do. And about 7 p.m. Every Sunday night it comes out, so it gives me something new. And I usually don't finish it till the next morning.
Took me 2
Yeah.
days.
That's fair. I consume a lot of it. I think one thing we did forget to cover, but you probably know it just from the listening to a few of our episodes, that we do rate each Massonomics episode on a scale of 1 to 5 of Massonomics Gym iPod touches. So if you had to give it a rating, what would you give it this week on the Massonomics iPod touches?
5.
That's a good rating. That's a very good rating. We'll go with that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. CT is always a fun listen. I think I've listened to a couple podcasts and of him probably. Maybe I can't even remember, but I definitely consumed a lot of his YouTube content. It's kind of hard to recall what's been YouTube and what's podcast. But all the car talk was fun to listen to. Anytime the boys are there, having a good time. I thought CT's grandkid, being in the room and climbing over him and keep asking him for shit, like half the episode was really amusing, and how it just kind of like he was just like, he kept like telling him to like kind of he didn't at no point was it like an asshole to his kid or anything like that. It was all just like Grandpa's trying to do something, but it was very like calm and collected, like where you wouldn't think you think CT would be kind of like, "What are you doing? Get off me!" So that was just I got a kick out of that. So go ahead and give CT's episode 5 Massonomics Gym iPod touches this week.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I liked it because he was like one of the first YouTube guys. I didn't really watch all of his stuff. I used to always see him in all the videos and things like that. So it was cool hearing him like on an actual episode talking about shit rather than just screaming at the camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've met him a few times at different events. He was actually just here in Florida at one of the expos at a meet I was at. Same demeanor, like not very loud and totally different, YouTube and the whole real life thing. But I guess that happens a lot, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I think he's got to be like
I was
close
gonna
to
say
He's got to be damn near 70, right? Or at least mid
He's old as
60s.
fuck now, so
Yeah.
I'll say.
What about you, Joey? What would you
Definitely enjoyed the episode. I love CT. I wish I could just hear CT read books. Like he's just got
It's
such
still
a
your motherfucking
voice.
book.
Yeah, like he just has such a voice that like you would just anything he tried to teach you, you would absorb. Um, yeah, the grandkid stuff was great. I really enjoyed the, well, what did your mom say? She said yes. Well, then the answer is yes. And it's like, it's cute that you believed the kid. Like, good work for you, CT. Um, the car talk was really funny because I don't know anything about cars. And when I was messaging my brother and I was like, hey, I was telling the guys about your car. And he's like, "Oh, impress them by telling me them you know all this." And I was like, "I'm not gonna lie to everybody. Like, I don't not gonna pretend I know anything about your car." So that was really funny. Um, not getting mentioned for the Hall of Fame because I was like right after you. So they mentioned four names, and then I was fifth,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "That's fine. Everything's fine."
I
I
think
mean,
you're
we
gonna
got
work out
we
next week. So
yeah, we got our own Hall of Fame chat, right? We got our own stuff to talk about there, and yeah, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and give that five Massonomics Gym iPod touches. I think that's a pretty reasonable rating.
that's good. So it sounds like they got 5 out of 5 across the board on your still your motherfucking Massonomics Gym iPod touches. So that's good stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kevin, make sure you record all that. Make like that we're not skewing anything there.
Sure. What about any of the YouTube videos? The full blog, I think, came out Friday, so we would have missed it when we recorded last week. And then the Meg Squats came out a couple days ago, just like a short little, like 5 minute thing which I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed that they were able to actually get out, like the crew, people that made it to the Arnold were able to actually like hold the fort down literally for probably, I don't know, was it like a half hour, however long they actually went and were able to go like mingle and do stuff. Uh,
I would say it was about an hour because I think most of that was recorded on Saturday and Sunday.
mhm.
So the Saturdays when I was there and I was in and out, I kind of just said like I'm here to help sell stuff, but I don't want to touch anybody's money.
Yeah.
Like that was my rule. Like I will help you sell, I will close, I'll do all of that, but when it comes to actually exchanging money, I'm gonna ask for help because like, it's like when you're a bar back, like you'll help, but I don't want to be responsible for shortages. Like I don't want to like I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to accuse me of that. I ended up eventually tagging in on that. But that's what we did, right? Like two of us would stay at the booth the whole time so they could just out, right? And I think they interviewed Meg on the Saturday because that's when I got told she's crew with a little nudge, nudge, wink,
Oh,
wink
cool.
from Tanner. Like, she's supporting, right? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So I did watch that one. Not enough crew in this one. I think the first one they did was like mostly crew centered,
Hmm.
and this one was mostly like Arnold centered.
Yeah.
So naturally, I just missed seeing my friends on camera. But I did actually watch them. I almost never watch them, Jordan. I almost never watch these
Yeah.
YouTube things, and I
Usually it's just me
did.
explaining the YouTube video to the other two guests like 80% of the time. It's like, so this happened and then that happened. So what about you, Jordan? If you're watching their podcast on Sunday, I imagine you at least watch some of their YouTube video content.
Yeah. Yeah. So I saw the Meg Squats one first. I've known Megan a long time. So like when she first burst onto the scene, she was like the female social media
Oh yeah,
powerlifter. That
for sure.
honestly, I don't even know if she did a meet yet when she got popular, or maybe she just did her first one. But yeah, like we've known each other a while, so of course, if I know someone, I usually watch it when it pops up in my feed. I think it's funny because I've always thought she looks like Emily Blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
from that movie? They had to be quiet, The Quiet Place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep. I
it's
agree.
what I would refer to her as in my head. And then as for the actual vlog, I did not finish it.
It
I
was a
watched,
mouthful for sure. It was a big
yeah,
one. So
it was like 24 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, usually what I do is I have a whole bunch of things on YouTube I watch. I'll watch it until I'm doing like I don't, and then I'll X out of it and then find it later on and finish it. I have
Nice.
like 7 different things in queue all the time.
Good stuff. Yeah, I watched, I pretty much watch most of them as they drop or, whenever I get the chance. So, it's always cool seeing the Arnold stuff. And this first, I don't, that's definitely the first time I've seen Meg in a while. Like I don't know that I see her in my feed very often, honestly, anymore. So it's kind of good to see she's out there still doing her thing. So
Just had a kid.
yeah, yeah. I know it's just weird. Like it's as people that we follow, I've been following people for almost a decade now, probably that have like are fitness people. So the people that used to be like as people's path progresses, it's just like it's weird. When you kind of do catch back up with them, like okay, so this is what you're doing now. It's like you're still into fitness, but you're you know doing your own. I mean, not that she's just not doing the same content she did 10 years ago, basically. It's just morphed into. But I think she's definitely helping women put barbells in their hands, so that's a good. That's not a bad thing at all.
From what I can tell, she's definitely shifted more to like a general population type thing,
Hmm.
and is obviously very business minded in what she does.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, if you're going to do this for a living,
Mhm.
if you're going to being a personality and selling your programs and having your
Mhm.
she has a whole supplement line too with a bunch
Yeah.
of chicks. So it's like it's all got to be centered around the brand to make money because she's not doing this for the shits and giggles like we are. She's actually got to pay her bills.
You know what's funny is when like we're talking about this in a positive manner, but you ever notice when someone like her, or really anyone, they start to get good at that, people just talk shit on them about being like a promoter or
Hmm.
influencer or whatever. It's like they're making a living doing what they like to do. Shut the fuck
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they're not like grifting, right? Like they're not out here eating testicles and claiming natty and all that shit. Like that's a
Oh,
grift.
yeah, yeah, man. I think Liver King is a fucking. I think he's very smart.
Yeah.
Like, but so like to me, right? Like I get it, he lied and whatever, but I don't think anyone actually believed in terms
I
of
don't know.
No, God
because
no.
it's like I almost felt like that was the gimmick. Like I felt
Hmm.
like the gimmick was saying he did all this shit, and I had no idea he actually sold supplements until that whole like exposure happened. Like up until then, I was like, this guy is everyone talking about him. He makes a point to say he doesn't take anything, but I feel like he's doing it on purpose to get people talking. Like I feel like that was the game. Like I thought it was a gimmick. So like I don't think many people actually thought he ate just the raw meat and that's how he got jacked. I mean, that's all I got.
That's
Yeah, I mean there's a lot more levels to him too, right? Like the whole, me and my queen sleep in a darkened room with
Yeah,
dampeners that no electricity can get through. Like that kind of stuff where he was like, I'm so
yeah,
primal, but I'm a millionaire. Like stuff like that
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a gimmick like
yeah.
the whole time. So I never really said like, "Oh, what an idiot!" Like he's lying to us. I just figured everyone kind of realizes he's lying, and he just went with it and capitalized. Like he was at the UFC fights in Miami the other night. Like I saw him on the like down on the floor. Like don't think he was eating raw meat there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everywhere he goes, he's just eating
yeah. He
raw
was like
meat.
right next to Donald Trump.
Who was also eating raw meat.
Yes,
Yeah. Keith, you got a fun. See, like being in Canada, I don't get any fun stuff. Like nobody wants to ship shit to me, so you get all the
Well,
fun
you might.
stuff.
I mean, maybe yours is just coming. But I will send out a disclaimer. Anyone that wants to send anything that actually is going to make it on the podcast as a sack segment, like you got to put somewhere on the header like unpaid or underrated, or like I know you can put like a title or something, or just add it to my name. Just do you and you to my name because like I'm going to open any mail I get. So like this would have been a hysterical blind sack segment. We're going to go into it as a sack segment that I already know, but it'll be a blind one for Jordan, I guess. So, Big Jordan, I got a gift from one of my fellow crew, I'm assuming, an anonymous gift. They did it's from dicksbymail.com. So I got a bag of jelly or gummy bear dicks. So
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna eat the first dick on this podcast and down the hatch.
I have a
So
story.
okay.
I have a story. So this is very ironic. So 4 years to the like, have you guys been kind of like following me for like at least 3, 4, 5 years or so?
Yeah,
Um,
I've been there.
yeah. So
Not
4 years to the day.
maybe not Joey, but I've been there.
Yeah. 4 years to the day. Today was the first day I opened up my home to everyone during the COVID shutdowns, the House of Wong thing.
Hmm.
And I had some pain in the ass neighbors. I had neighbors right next door and then a guy down the street. And everything's public record. So once this went to the whole like city and I had to like go in there hearing court bullshit, I got the public records, saw the emails and who complained and all that. So the guy who started this all, I call him fuck. someone's dad. His email is someone's Dalton's dad. So Dalton's dad's a bitch. So I had their address, their name, and everything. So I sent them a bag like that exact package. Yeah. I wanted to do much worse, but like I didn't.
I think this is good. This is like funny because like I've said it before. I think if someone ever sent a box of shit to my house, I'd punch them in the face. Like it would like be very not professional. And like my wife even said like she'd be super offended and extremely pissed off. So never don't anyone ever send shit to my house. But gummy bears that look like dicks, that's fucking hysterical. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
cool
was
with
going to
that.
send you to this guy's house.
Yeah, like well that guy sounded like he might have earned it, but
Yeah,
like I didn't.
yeah, no, you didn't, but I
Yet.
definitely thought about that. There's a website with a whole bunch of stuff you can do, and like they send out like cow shit to people and all this other crazy stuff. So like that was an option, but I didn't do it. I was saving that for later on, but I never got around to it.
Someone sent my boss a big chocolate like a literal like an 8-inch chocolate dick once, and
Sweet name.
he was stupid enough to fucking like give it out at like I guess every month they had like a sales meeting, and whoever had the lowest sales he fucking gave him the chocolate dick, and then eventually they got fucking written up for that because it's extremely unprofessional. But
Yeah. One of my friends,
yeah.
he worked in a corporate setting, and I had to mail him something one day. And me and him go back, like we used to talk shit to each other all the time. So he was talking shit to me about something at one point. I had to mail him something. So I put it in a big box. And for some reason, he always had a sense to his work. So I put discountdildos.com as the return address. Everyone
That's good stuff. But to close out on the bag of dicks, I appreciate whoever sent it. It was funny. I'm assuming it was crew. If not, like that's even weirder.
Yeah,
But
I hope
yeah,
that was just like somebody that just plain don't like you.
yeah. I'm thinking it was honestly, I think it was a David because it was addressed to David. It was like my full name, David Keith. So
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
yeah. One of the
I mean,
Davids.
yeah, because I think that's part of the bit is that it was a David, but maybe not. I don't know. But either way, it was funny. I had a good time with it. It was actually tasted like shit though. It wasn't a very good gummy bear.
Yep. That was not his favorite gummy dick. He's
Yeah,
apparently tasted better.
it didn't have a catheter in it, so it was a letdown. That's
Oh, I forgot about that.
that's a harken back. So good stuff. Well, I got to meet this weekend. I'm freaking half sick, so I'm hoping I can just power through and not, just will myself not to allow my wife's cold to like take over my body. So far so good. I kind of feel like shit. Got one more day of work, and then it's a USAPL meet, so it's it's though they'll run two sessions, so it kind of sucks that I can't lift till like 2:30 in the afternoon, where I'm used to doing like all the meets. Well, not all, but historically I do meets and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's 9 o'clock. I'm like squatting my third attempt right now already or something. And now it's like,
Mm.
okay, fuck. It's like fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm taking my first squat. It's very weird to me. I'm used to a morning meet. So, but this is like, I think the third USAPL meet I've done that have had that same setup. So like at this point I get it, but it's like, it's just not what I prefer. But yeah, it's two sessions, or yeah, it's two session. My session only have like 30 lifters, two flights of like 14. I think I already know personally a couple guys dropped out, so it'd be a quicker meet. So ideally 3-4 hours max, hopefully closer to three. And yeah, it'll be a good time.
Two
See if I
sessions
can.
seems kind of normal now.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
become very common, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted. What were you saying?
No, no, I was just You know, I went into this meet when I signed up for it initially. Like, oh, it'll just be a little more. I prefer competing 2 times a year when I can, but it's just like with timing, it sucks because
Yeah.
we're all going out to Live Hard, Live Easy. So like that's in July. So I want to time it right to where I'm trying to, in a perfect world, it's every 6 months you do a meet, not fucking, you have a 9 month layoff and then you do a meet in 3 months again. And it's just, it kind of is what it is. There's only so many options to do meets, and I'd rather do two than wait for that perfectly timed one that might not ever come. So
Is
be a good
this
time.
is this a payout meet?
I don't know. I wouldn't imagine. They might be like, here's a bag of supplements or something for best lifter or something, but no.
Okay, so I'm glad Jordan's on this because Jordan will have more insight to this. You put a poster up for your meet there, and they're charging spectators 15,
Yeah.
and they're charging the coaches 30.
Yeah, another 15. Yeah.
Did you
Well,
also no? Did you also pay a registration fee?
Oh, well, it's to USAPL registration 70, but that solely goes to USAPL. The meat director doesn't see a penny of
Do
that.
you pay
Like,
to register for the meet?
oh, the meat's like it's like $120 plus so with a t-shirt, so it's like $100 registration. So,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, they put a lot of work. I'm not going to bust their balls. I mean, they
I know, but I mean,
have
there's also an extent where like I was looking at my last meet and it's like $120 registration. The prize is a 3D printed little medallion. And like they're charged like but the idea of charging your handler or your coach is insane to me. Is that normal?
I think this is so they're in a smaller place now too. So I think they're trying to make it, well, it's a bigger place, but it's I haven't been to a meet there yet. I've been to a strongman show there yet, but I haven't been to a meet yet. But I'm assuming it's the warm up room will be smaller. So I'm looking at it as they're trying to curb someone having four handlers and their buddies sitting back there taking up the warm up room space. So that's how I'm looking at it. So
Yeah,
my yes, my
that
my
makes
knee
sense to me. But like
my
at
knee
my meets, I'm allowed to have one handler. They get in for free with my registration.
gotcha.
Anybody else is just not allowed. Like
Yeah.
get out if you're not that one handler. Is that again? I've only ever done WRPF meets. Is that
My
like
knee
a
work
normal thing?
uh this is the first time they've charged, but I mean they're in a new space. They're paying their rent has like tripled from where they moved to. So it's like I'm not gonna bust their balls. They're like all the gym owners are friends of mine. So it's like
No, no, I'm not looking
it
to
cost me
bust
an extra
balls.
$50 to do the meet, but
I just
it's
haven't done that many meets. I just have questions
yeah.
like, is this a normal thing?
I mean, Jordan, I'm sure every meet director does what they need to do to make a little bit of money, and I think most of them break even, honestly. And I don't think any meet director is buying a new truck off his profits from
No, I don't
hosting three
think
or
that
four meets
either.
a year. They
No,
might.
I just again, like, I've never seen coaches be charged.
I've seen everything's different.
Oh,
Every federation has their own thing. Everything is different. It's crazy. Sorry, what were you
so
saying, Jordan?
I have a lot of insight on this. I mean, obviously I'm a meat director, but I'll kind of go to not my meats first. I have noticed that like the what they call the pro level meats, they do charge an ass load of money for a coach or a handler, which I guess I'll ignore my own stuff until later. So they've been doing that, limiting it to 1 to 2 spots. However, every meet I've been to, once you get past squats, they don't give a shit who's in the warm up room. Like it's like, let's say I brought you in as my handler, and I brought Joey wasn't there as my handler. Joey wouldn't be able to get in during squat warm ups. Then all of a sudden the meet starts flowing. The guy who's volunteering to patrol the door gets a little lazy. Joey's in there by bench, easy, like
Mhm.
100%. I've never been
Okay.
to a meet strictly enforced. I would say Alex Uslar does a good job at it at the ghost meet, enforcing a little better because just the way it works, like how to get in, it's just one straight shot. Um, and that, yeah, and the spectating fee, like a lot of the meets I've been to as a lifter lately have been like the Ghost Clash American Pro. So it is a little more money. But from my view as a meet director, I kind of understand why they charge so much. And that's because the staff you bring on, they put on meets at like big venues. So like Alex from Ghost, he rents out the Tank Brewery in Miami. So he rents out space out for a whole day, 2 days, 3 days technically, I think, the setup and stuff. So like he's probably paying. I don't want to like don't quote me on this, but I guarantee you he's paying at least 15,000 for the weekend,
Mm.
just recouping that prize money for the lifters, et cetera, paying her staff, making money as the meet director, everything like that. But then if you take into account, like you're speaking about for Keith's meet, they're not giving out any prize money. They're probably at a gym. So like I get why they're charging more, but like for the bigger meets, I definitely see why they're doing it. So when I go to
Mhm.
my meets, and I'll be pretty transparent in how I run things. I'm in a little different spot than most like local meet directors. So like I pretty much force myself to pay X amount of money per meet, like especially the bigger ones. So like my December meet, I put out the posters last night. King of the platform, queen of the platform, 5,000 payout to the best lifter, $500 per biggest squat, biggest bench, biggest deadlift. So that's what 13 grand.
Mhm.
So like right there, that's what I got to make up. And then I pay my staff. I feel like I'm pretty generous to the staff compared to other meet directors, like on the
Most people
local.
don't even fucking pay anything except pizza. Maybe you get 50
That's what I'm
bucks.
saying.
Like you don't
Like,
get shit. Like
yeah, I have judges that travel across the state for me. Shit, I had a guy. I feel like a dick. I don't even know his name. He came from Arizona
yeah.
to he was spotted at the American Pro. He came up to me and wanted to be part of the meet. So like they give their own time for the whole weekend. The spotters and loaders bust their ass. Like, yeah. And then I have all my guys at the gym that transport stuff. We have the door people, just all those, right? So they have to get paid or at least fed. Like the door people,
Yeah.
like they're volunteers. The people at the score table, my mom does it for volunteer, but I'll take care of their dinner, take care of their lunch. So that adds up. And then the door fee, I do charge 15 typically. So I don't charge any extra for a coach or a handler. I had one girl get pretty pissed at me for charging for a coach. I'm just like, all right, bitch. Like, don't mean to call her a bitch, but come on, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of like, what do you expect? I mean,
so,
I don't know. You're
yeah,
still spectating. Like, I get if she was complaining about an additional fee because, like, when I first saw it, I was like, but I get it. Like,
yeah.
I
But
like,
where I'm
I don't
going
know.
with it is not from like I want to make money point of view. It's like I'm putting on a local level meet in Port Charlotte, Florida, out of a CrossFit gym, and your boyfriend's good friend that you're here to come with, he's probably going to win $5,000. Where do we get that from? Like, you
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Spectator fees. So like we have a lot of people come in through the weekend. So you add up the registrations, the sponsor money, and the door fee. Pretty much most of the sponsor money, if not all, plus some of the registration goes to the lifters. That door money is where my gym makes the money. So like I pretty much just act like it's all money that goes in one pool and it just allocates accordingly.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. Maybe I've only ever done like three meets.
Yeah. It's all
Been
I'm sure I
been to a
would do it
couple.
a little differently.
Yeah, I understand Scance was saying he has stopped doing powerlifting meets in Ontario for this reason, right?
Yeah.
Like I pay
No.
$120, my wife and kids pay $15 each to show up. I don't have to pay for my handler, but it's in a gym. All the
Yeah.
equipment's already there,
Hmm.
and the payout, like there's no payout. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like you got 30 lifters at $120 each, plus all the like there's and they're not supplying lunch, they're not supplying water.
Yeah.
It's
They're
things
probably
like
not paying their guys a lot of stuff either. So
that's
yeah.
kind of where I was just like, is that like a normal thing? Because then I saw that they were paying
Yeah.
for
No, it
coaches at
is.
your meet. All right.
It is and it's not. I feel like just how I run things, I think I have it down. And I'll be transparent. Like I make pretty good money off of running meets, like especially my June and my December ones. But I also make the money on top of I think the meets I put on have a really good environment. I have really good lifters that come down. So I really like how we'll have like the Chad Pensons, the Shane Hollers, Jenna Ross, like literal legends of the sport, all-time
Yeah.
world records come down and share the platform with your like everyday local lifter, and it's a good ass time every time. We put out a lot of content. We have a company in Florida called Zero Dark 30. So that's a couple grand for the weekend. They just shoot pictures for everyone. They make good promotional videos and things like that. So a lot of money goes into it too. And the return ends up being pretty good as well because I do run 2 day meets every time too. So it's kind of inflated.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
2 meets back to back. But transparency's sake, like it's not uncommon for me on a big meet weekend to walk away with $10,000 in profit from my gym. So like, but I'm also paying out an additional 10,000. I could do the
Yeah.
same thing, get the same amount of lifters, and not pay out any lifters. But
Yeah. And I guess the other alternative of that is I don't want to be in a payout lift meet right now because like
oh,
I'm an
you should do mine
intermediate,
for fun.
but I've seen the types like that attracts. Like I'm not gonna place when guys
So
are traveling from California to my local gym in Hamilton to
mhm,
outlift me to make $1,000. Like I'm not like I see what's happening. I'm not ever gonna do that.
yeah. See, I think it's cool. Like, I really like how my meets. Of course, I'm biased, but I do like how because I own a gym and a lot of my gym members do my meets, and I
Mhm.
really like how the guys that do come do the money meets are so cool with everyone. Like
Hmm.
they kind of see what powerlifting is really like instead of like the bullshit you see on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
So I really like that for them, and really like a lot of the beginner lifters that come out of my gym too. It's like even if those guys didn't come down, they're probably not going to win anyways.
Mhm.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
your meets are well celebrated by anybody I know that's been in them, including
yeah.
Laura, who has been on this podcast before. You know, you saved her. She did
Oh
it.
yeah, she's at USAPL meet.
and it was terrible. And then she came into yours and was like, "Wait, this can be fun." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
your meats are well heralded.
I've been to a few Florida USAPL meets, and up until the last one I was at down in Miami, they've all been like a library. Like I went with a friend of mine, Eugene, from my gym to Orlando to support someone doing it. And we drove 3 hours. He's only been in my meets. We walk in and he's like legitimately confused. He's still like, where, what's going on? Like no music. You hear a pin drop. I went to another meet in Fort Myers with my girlfriend for a guy at my gym. I'm speaking about these Florida towns like you know what I'm talking about. But we drove there and you could hear the crowd during the lift. Like if I was speaking to you while someone's going up to squat, you could hear what they're saying.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
fucking weird. Yeah, it was a very awkward lifter environment. So
Lift hard, live easy is not like that at all.
I
Like
really,
my meets were like a little quiet, but the lift hard, live easy is loud.
mhm.
And like nobody, even the warm up room, nobody's like quiet at all. Like it was, I got yelled at by the guy for standing up and cheering on my friends during deadlifts because I was in his way. And I was like, buddy, don't be in the front row. Like if you're not here to cheer, go sit in the back. Right. So lift hard, live easy is a very different beast.
I wanted to go to that one this year to lift actually the American Pro when I was thinking about what I wanted to do next. I signed up for the Ghost Clash, but that was still a little too close for kind of how my body was, and definitely was because my pec fell off. And then I was like, I think by July I'll go and do that. And I think I even asked if like they had a monolift because I don't like walking out squats anymore.
Mm.
And that plan ruined. I mean, I'm thinking about still going over there to hang out because
Oh yeah, come hang out.
it's like
Oh, for
doing
sure.
yeah.
If you have the weekend free, dude, even if it's a last minute thing, it's fucking awesome. Like
Mhm.
it's gonna be like a 4 day event. 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and some Sundays.
Thursday,
But
Friday, Saturday. No, it's 4 days, right? So
yeah, yeah.
Thursdays, it sounds like we're doing karaoke.
I think on Pounders. I got to put a sticker on
Yeah,
Pounders
Pounders and
Area.
karaoke on Thursday, Tanners on Friday,
Yeah,
lifting on
weigh-ins.
Saturday, and then another party at the gym on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the Sunday one.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I was at the last one. We had to leave halfway through. I'm not missing. I'm flying this time. But like so, last year I just attended for fun. I didn't compete. Hey, my thumbs up thing. And then this year I'm competing, but I don't see it's going to be much different other than I'm not going to drink as much.
Yeah,
Right.
I think as a spectator, it would be an awesome. If I was hurt and I had if I had the money, like if I was hurt, I would still go. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I know it would be like it's a way to fucking network with like 80 of your buddies,
yeah,
100
that's
of
all
your
it
fucking
was.
buddies, honestly. So
Yeah,
it's
and I
just a
imagine you're way more fun when you're not competing.
oh maybe
You have such blinders on. You're a nightmare during competition. Like here I
maniac
am, a
for
guy
sure.
that I'm like hosting a podcast with, and he says two words to me for an entire 8 hours because it's like
Yeah.
it's not about my lift. I don't want to talk, and he just like stares at the ground, like breathing heavy, and you're like, "All right, dude,
Yeah, I get
sorry."
him. I
Gets in
was
the zone. He gets in his zone.
Yeah, like I don't, my numbers are nothing to write home about, but I love them, and
They're yours.
I fucking bust my balls to get my 5 pound PR, and I'll fucking keep doing that until I can't do it.
All right, you got an ad read for us there, Jordan.
I do. Let me pull it up. All right. Massonomics. From trading cards and memes to a pair of shorts to t-shirts to a whole bunch of other shit to not so great YouTube videos to awesome YouTube videos, all while maintaining the longest standing and most consistent podcast in the industry. They do it all. After buying from them for years, I've still never found a discount code, but I don't give a shit because nickel and diming one of the best companies out there is for pussies. To the tens and tens of Wonganites out there, I highly recommend you to head to the Massonomics website now and buy a minimum of one item. Have a good night.
That was awesome. I love that.
Do you understand the Wonganites joke, the reference?
At that, I mean, I obviously a play on your name, but like Mennonites, Wongonites.
Is it like
So I got
Canaanites?
Canaanites, yes.
Yeah. All
So the
right.
Discord group with the tens and tens joke, the
Gotcha.
millions and millions of rock fans. So I threw another pro wrestling joke in there. I was hoping someone would
Yes.
catch that.
Oh, I will
Joe's-
catch every
Joe's the
wrestling reference
guy
made.
for sure.
Oh, good. That's
Okay,
true.
should we get our guest on the horn? Kick all the lookers out.
Yeah, I bet Ryan's probably in there. We should kick his ass out for sure.
Shit, is he? I should always check for that guy.
I cannot. No, it's just 3 participants. I don't have the ability to like multitask enough to keep an eye on the participants.
All right, Big Jordan. Is that
Oh,
you?
yeah. That's me.
Welcome. You are live on the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, the podcast where we spell your name wrong in our show notes,
So
and uh, and Joey tends
happens
to
all the
focus
time.
on that.
As long as it's not Jordyn.
Jordan.
Ugh, that's weird. I bet somebody has that name too. Oh, that's weird.
No, a lot of people do. A lot of
Yeah,
Really?
girls.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
A lot
guess.
of
pretty
girls have
standard.
the way my name's spelled too, but fuck it. It's 2024. You can't label.
So,
So I was like, I'm gonna call him Jordan through the entire thing, just to rub Keith the wrong way for making that typo.
well, you actually said Zordon, and I wasn't sure if there's a Power Rangers thing or
It
do you have a typo?
absolutely was. That's why
Okay,
I
because
went
I was like, did he have a
Zordon to
typo?
Jordan.
I gotcha. That's what I thought. Good stuff.
All right, so you know what we do here. You listen to a couple episodes. So the first question we usually ask people is, what brought you to Massonomics? How'd you find them and then us? And what was like the first thing you bought or the first thing that drew you in and made you realize this is where I want to be?
Probably a pretty common answer. So like maybe not because I've been on this social media stuff for a while, but the trading cards. So I used to think they were funny. Then actually one got done on me. And I was like, oh shit, that's me. And then the first thing I bought, of course, were the shorts. Definitely the shorts. They didn't last long. They actually ripped on me pretty quick. And
Did you
as for like,
did you do a chargeback?
no,
No, you
no,
should.
no, I don't give a shit. No. Yeah. And then I think I just bought another pair. And that's for the whole crew. Pretty much, I like to support companies that I like with my money. So, like, I'll be honest, I don't go on the Discord that much. Like, I'll pop in every here and there and just read through everything and catch up. But I just like the fact that every month I can contribute to it. I do the same thing for the table talk. I'd never go in there, but it's just if people are consistently putting out content, putting out stuff, and supporting the sport that I'm so fond of in some capacity, I like to give back a little bit.
And when you do come into the Discord, you make sense. Like you come in, you fit the vibe. You don't come in with any like nobody really does. Every once in a while, somebody comes in and we're just like, "Are you sure you want to be here?" But like, no, whenever you come in, you hit
Yeah.
the jokes, you hit the silliness, you hit the topic. So like, we like assume you're at least like hovering. What are you not hovering? Lurking. I think would be
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. Like I'll read through. Like I don't never go in there. Like I probably open up the Discord app every like 2 to 4 days and
Mm.
go through like, 3 channels I have and read everything, and then usually don't type anything. But
Now is memes like kind of your go-to to start at, or do you kind of read through the other stuff? Because a lot of it, like you have to almost like read some of the other channel stuff to even get like 50% of the memes. So it's like, I guess as someone I'm so into just like I, I don't know what it's like to I guess to only like look at it like an hour a week or a half hour a week. So I guess how much shit do you actually like, comprehend sometimes? Like, or how much shit do you read and you're like, I don't understand that at all. And I thought I was pretty up to par with all this.
I typically get it all.
Oh,
Or
nice.
if
Okay, cool.
I don't get something, I'll kind of like figure it out or make an assumption and then refer to it like at a later date.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, if I miss like 2 hours, I just go, well, I'm not reading that. Like I don't, unless I'm tagged, I rarely backtrack. I'm like, nope, that's too much shit. I'll catch up at some point, and then I just never catch up.
I feel like you do that with our group chat too, with me, you and Nate.
Yeah, you guys, well, because when it's me and you, like we'll have like two or three things to say to each other, but when it's you and Nate, like it'll be like 14 messages that I haven't looked at, and I just go, no, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like unless I'm tagged.
Yeah, we're both very compulsive and obsessive, so there's that. So, Big Jordan, where just so everyone knows, if someone's not following you right now, where would they go to find you, and who are you? Where you just where are we gonna find you at?
So Instagram typically is the number one. Wong, just a spin on my name, WONG STWONG. It's funny because like that's my email too, and we have to say it out loud to people. Where like they read it out to me on the phone because I'm like dealing with some company. They're like Wong Wong training. I'm like, yep, it's me.
Any
Sorry,
regret on not making it a more legible, specifically for the email?
no. Wong Street Wong makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. I didn't. Yeah.
it was
Or
either
Wong
that
Saint
or
Wong.
Yeah, Saint. Yeah, that's yes. ST is street and Saint.
It was either that or Big Daddy J 6969. So I went with it.
Yeah. Yeah. You went with the other one.
Well, make sure everyone goes. Make sure everyone listening to this go give Big Jordan a follow, please.
Okay. So we know you're from Florida. We can skip that question.
Mhm.
Um, what is one piece of Massonomics merch that you missed out on that you wish you could go back in time and buy?
Bought a lot of them. The one shirt I don't have that maybe still on the website is the blue bench heavy one.
Yep, that's one of the
Yeah,
it's one of the few like old school ones that's still on there too. Like a lot of the beer parodies got shit canned on the
yeah.
website at least through some like cease and desist bullshit last year. So, but yeah,
I
the
can't
bench
really.
heavy's definitely still there.
It'd be ironic if I wore that now.
I mean, I see you out there grinding, man. You're probably going a little earlier than you should be on a lot of your weights too, from what the doctor prescribed, or you kind of right on pace with what PT and surgeon wants you doing.
Honestly, I've had no contact with the surgeon since like my first post-op thing, which is weird to me. Um, but yeah, I've been working with Seth Albersworth. He just had the pec tear, got a surgery, and it's working pretty good. He's pretty aggressive on the rehab, especially with himself. And I almost feel like he's using his experience and what he considered maybe mistakes or what worked good to help me. But he's been a big help in this whole process.
Nice. Now, him and his wife did they moved back to Canada recently, right? Or
Mhm.
probably like a year ago now, but they were Florida. They were in Florida for a long time, and then
Yeah,
something
they lived
changed.
over in Daytona, which is about 4 hours from me. And they moved to Canada. Right now, I wish they lived in Florida so I
Yeah,
could,
yeah, you get in person PT for sure. That'd be much better
for sure.
stuff. I had one follow back up on the what brought you to Massonomics. Essentially, I just gets lost in the weeds sometimes. But have you actually listened to the entire Massonomics backlog? Did you ever go back and catch it up from where you had initially started?
Like the podcast?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Like, so if you listen to like episode, like most of us came in at like episode like 150 to 250, give or take.
Mhm.
Did you ever go back and listen to episode one through, wherever?
Oh, I did not. No,
Okay,
it's
so
a lot.
yeah, no, there's a select handful of us that have, which actually leads me into one. Actually, it might not be on our. Did you get the Hall of Fame card in the mail for as the crew gift?
No, I didn't.
Oh
I think
shit.
I think my address information is not there because I think I missed the one last year too.
Gotcha. So it might
Just
have it
went
did
through
yeah,
the back.
you might have to reach out to Tanner on that one. But I think on the last podcast, at least during the live recording, he did mention that I think he got 3 kickbacks from with return
Mhm.
addresses, and he says he's already reached out to those people. So if he hasn't talked to you, then he does not have your current address. And as long
Yeah.
as you're still an active supporting member, I would definitely be like, hey, Tanner, I want that because. But you saw it at least, right? For people sharing it. So yeah, as long as you're in the Discord, you definitely should qualify to get that. And you know, the race for supporting crew, the Hall of Fame. I think there's a lot of us on right at that 12 to 14 air level, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a minute until someone eclipses the 15, I think.
Yeah, I think that just as an unpaid and underrated host, I should get a challenge coin by default. Mostly just because I want to see what the challenge coin looks like.
Now they did mention well, I guess it'd be more something we can talk about next week, but since we're already on the subject, I remember them saying something to the extent of since they do think it's going to be kind of hard for people to get 15, that they might add some more perks to it, more than the current listed perks, like some other award, like I don't who
Yeah.
knows what it's gonna be, some kind of additional kickback, maybe just because.
Even if I went and listened back to the backlog, that would only put me at 13. So I would somehow have to attend a Crew Falls, which, like, come on, I can only fly across the
Yeah,
country
for
so many
sure.
times,
Yep.
right? What are the other ones I was missing?
The the
Yeah, 4
the four
year.
years is gonna like get a lot of people like
Yeah,
either
like I was
over into 15
like
probably.
3.5 years. Like there's things I can't do that just physically or monetarily are not possible. So, but either way, I just want to see a challenge coin. But I do think as an unpaid and underrated, I should get a challenge coin or a special edition gold drink spotter. Okay,
Uh,
it's definitely time to dive into the "This Is Your Life"
yeah.
version of this. So we reach out to family members I don't know who sent us this, but I'm kind of getting the vibe of
There's
who sent these.
like three different people, I think, and it just
Yeah.
kind of got all hodgepodge and caught because I was getting stuff from different people at different times, so it all just there was no organization to it. It's just there. There's just
Yep. Yep.
lots of stuff.
So the first one I have is ask him if he remembers sitting on the steps of the pool.
My mom.
His grandmother and I asking a very embarrassing question. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So I was like very young, and I'm sitting in the pool.
How old?
Probably, I don't know. Based on the story I'm about to tell, I was probably 10, 11, maybe 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be 12 or so, I'd imagine.
Do you guys know what happened?
I just read it. Yeah.
Yeah, I started to get pubes, and I was looking at them. I think they said I was counting them, but I was just looking at them.
Counting pubes.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly. And then, like, I don't remember when they told me that they saw me doing that, but I remember that day. I just was like, "Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one over there. Oh, fuck, it's a third one." Now I got a whole bunch of them.
It wasn't very like I mean it goes fuck it's like 20 fucking Jesus that's almost 30 years ago probably and I was like it is a very weird thing like I don't know that I remember growing pubes but it was definitely like you
30
didn't
years
have them
ago,
and then you did.
I didn't have pubes.
Well, okay, I was 8 and 30 I was almost 30 years ago so that's thereabouts the right age a couple years early maybe but yeah that's that's a good one. But I think one thing that might not happen in this episode that I always enjoy to see happen is like the guests just we pull something out of the back catalog that they didn't know we had, and they're just look of shock and borderline embarrassment. But I don't think you have that gene in you to be embarrassed. So we might not be able to pull that out of you this week. 'Cause I don't think
That's me jacking off for the first time, just counting my pubes.
Yeah, it's mine, and I'll clean it as fast and hard as I want.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh God.
All right, what was your first nickname from your mom?
Hemorrhoid. I
Yeah.
was always up her ass.
Oh, that's good shit.
Not literally, guys. I'm not.
Obviously.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Figuratively.
Or West Virginia. Whatever the.
Hey, fuck you. I'm from West Virginia.
You guys have a weird stereotype. I can't.
I know. Well, the ironic part about that is I never met anyone that actually fucking practiced incest until I moved to fucking New York State. So that's the ironic part of that.
See, I'm half Chinese and I've never eaten a dog or a cat, so we have to deal with those stereotypes sometimes.
Good stuff.
I just want to hold on. I like the phrase "practice incest." Like it's not abuse and disgusting. It's just it's a practice. Like
there's someone that I know up here through other people, like married their first cousin.
It's just a funny sense. People who practice incest. Yes.
It's just a cousin. It's not like he was fucking his dad or anything.
This time. All right.
Oh wow, I don't know how to segue. I was gonna say, well, speaking of fucking your dad, you know what? Well, tell me about this chocolate melting cake I hear you like so much.
My dad's not black.
Well, no,
shit, I'm allowed to say that.
I was just yes, no, it was. I'm usually good at segues, and that was more about I don't know how to segue into what you just said, so I'm just gonna
fucking your
change
dad.
the subject completely.
Trying to intertwine this.
No.
Speaking of segues,
but
so,
I just
chocolate melting cake. When my mom and I used to go on cruises all the time. She's a teacher. So the summer vacations, we'd go on a cruise. And at dinner, there's always like a list of desserts you can have. And that's the only one I would get because I don't like any other type of dessert, like key lime pie, all the typical pies and shit like that. I don't like it. So I just always stuck with that.
Is it the same as like a lava cake? Like I said, I've never heard anything referred to as a melting cake. So it's just like a bundt cake, which is a shit ton of hot chocolate inside of it. Or
yeah, it's just like a small little thing, chocolate cake. Honestly, not even that good. It's just out of my options, it was the best.
Better than key lime pie, probably. So.
Oh yeah, fuck key lime pie.
Gotcha.
Not literally. You're only supposed to fuck apple pies. I've seen the movie.
Yes, good movie.
what was that on the glaze scale? Do you know about the glaze scale yet, Jordan?
Sounds like cum. I don't know.
It does, doesn't it? So we have an entire website where our producer has gone and taken all of Keith's IMDb ratings
Mm-hmm.
and turned them into the what we call the orange glaze. Because on one of our first episodes, we asked what would your wrestling name be, and Keith said Orange Blaze, and I said, "Did you say Orange Glaze?" And that turned into this whole thing about the Orange Glaze. So if you go to glazesearch.com, you can
Mm-hmm.
type in a movie and see Keith's rating.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
Only,
half of it's because everyone thinks that I fucking rate movies too low.
oh no, yeah, you're shit at rating movies,
But
but
fucking it's called my ratings, not fucking your ratings. So eat a dick. Like I don't care.
but for
But
some
yeah,
reason we have a
here,
website
eat a dick. I'm showing him the bag of.
where
Yeah,
you
You
can
said the
go.
word "come" and you asked about have I seen a certain website. I was like, oh
yeah.
god,
No, you're the one
Yes,
that said it was have come, but
I
Jesus.
said
yeah, but it definitely is a very, very funny concept where you can go and see what
And
Keith's
then
rating of movies are and then bully Keith for rating them bad.
yeah, and instead
so.
of our
What's the
producer
best rated
find
movie?
uh The Crow probably and Point Break. That's like more nostalgia. Like if I had to rate those today, would they be 10 out of 10s? I don't know, but they were 10 out of 10s when I was 12, and I'm not going to change my opinion on that, I guess.
Now the crow stands up.
Yeah. The trailer for the new one, it looks like John Wicky, but I don't know. It'll be a good watch. I'm disappointed his face isn't like the more white and black. It's just like it's his face with just like black fucking eyeliner and not like
It,
the white
it's
foundation. And
it still might be
yeah, I could have just I don't know.
right. Like I've got the original comics and they do look more like the Brandon Lee Crow. But then if you go further into the comics, the way that he looks, it does kind of evolve into that,
Okay.
right? Like that first that the guy wrote, James O'Barr, it was the Brandon Lee. But again, like I said, it all goes into he like, kind of looks like the Joker to me. So it's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
there
Yeah.
was I went into like if you went into the comments, it was getting fucking roasted. But that's just the fucking comments on anything.
Yeah.
The
They're all
assholes are
dummies.
gonna But someone said he was like he looked like the Florida Man Joker or something.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would make me
But
chuckle a little
he's
bit at
Bill
least.
Skarsgård. Like, just relax. He's gonna do well. He's incredible in everything he's in. Anyway, that was a fun sidestep. Speaking of orange, orange soda. What's the best brand?
Fanta Zero.
Yeah.
With like at Wawa, they have those red soda machines, and I'll
Mhm.
always go get a Fanta Zero Orange. Sometimes I'll mix it up with the Zero Orange and the cherry. But yeah, I don't really like soda, but orange soda, I love orange soda. Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. You guys don't get the Nickelodeon reference?
No.
I haven't watched
I was gonna say
Nickelodeon,
Keith loves
and
orange soda.
Fuck.
I love orange in general, but
You never seen Keenan and Kel?
oh god, no.
No.
Oh, I thought it was it? Yeah, that
Yeah.
yeah, I remember. Fuck, that
It's
was a
okay.
long time
Everyone
ago.
else watching this will understand that reference.
Is
Just
that the
like,
platypus? It's not a platypus, is it?
Fuck you. No, Keenan. What was the Birkin Burger when they did? Like it was like a whole
good burger.
Good Burger. Yeah.
Looking
It
good.
was in Good Burger, wasn't it? Like
Can I take your order? Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
there was
yeah,
a
I know
whole
Good
there was a whole.
Burger.
I think there was a whole bit about like the skinny one likes fucking orange soda, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Fuck. What do we got here? Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank here. What the fuck? I had a thing I wanted to talk about and it went away. Okay, so I'll talk more home or gym stuff. So, for everyone listening, you essentially kicked off a opening your home gym during COVID to your buddies and your friends and current clients. I'm guessing as a personal trainer, probably.
Yeah.
And then that kind of morphed into you're on you're in your third location now or your second location.
Actually, my first location. We just had to redo it once because the
Oh,
hurricane.
okay. I knew there was the hurricane. I could have swore I heard you said you moved once. Okay. Did you expand it all or any, or has it been the same square
No,
footage the whole time? Okay.
same. Yep.
Okay, cool. What about so you obviously cater to powerlifting, or are you more like, I mean, you're a barbell gym with
Yeah. So we're known for the powerlifting, but I would say probably 65 to 70% of my membership do not do any powerlifting. So there's that. But I have like two sides of the gym. So it's two units. There's a hole in the wall, like a literal cutout hole. And
Mhm.
one side is all like the cardio equipment and the machines and the cables. And the other side is the combo racks, monoliths, deadlift platforms, dumbbells, things like that. So short answer is we cater to everyone.
Nice.
The thing we don't have is just like a whole bunch of commercial cardio equipment. We just have a couple of assault bikes, a stairmaster, an elliptical, and an air runner, and a rower, and a ski machine.
Gotcha. Yeah. Those are all you kind of got to cater. Even if you are catering more to barbell, you still got to have a little bit of everything. Just everyone's got to do a little cardio every now and then, I guess. Like I'm probably not, but everybody else has to.
Yeah. We're expanding in November. So right now I'm in 3,500 square feet, and we're going to be in 5,700 square feet in November. So it'll be a fun build out. Got to buy a lot more equipment. Actually, someone's at my gym right now taking out some old equipment that I'm replacing and getting more and storing some away too. So
Nice. So did you ever? So I'm assuming over the last 4 years you became very into just equipment in general, I'd imagine, since you don't want to fill your gym with shit. So have you
yeah,
found any companies that you're like, all right, I support like as far as manufacturers and stuff like I'm gonna give these guys all my money, or is it just kind of like whatever you can find used? Or have you on the flip side too, have you had any dealings with someone where fuck them and you don't want anyone to give them in their business because they're just shady shitheads?
no. So a lot of my stuff is used from like Facebook Marketplace. So in Florida, there's actually like three big people that flip equipment a lot. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like a hobby. Like I'll go and look at Marketplace all the time. I'm friends with some people on Instagram. So they'll always be selling stuff. I'll always be on the lookout. So basically, I just try to find pieces that I think most people would like to have, um, and do that. And when it comes to actually buying equipment from the manufacturer, I only have two, like actual, like not counting the powerlifting stuff, two machines. I have the Atlantis pendulum squat and the Arsenal incline reloaded fly. So those two are easy. I mean, the Atlantis one took a while because when you buy a big piece of equipment like that, I think they make it to order. But
Mm.
the incline fly came like 4 days. But yeah, so I have a whole bunch of different brands. When I find something that I think is gonna be really good and I don't have room for it, I'll sell one piece, use that money to put towards a new one, and just kind of replace it.
Not smart.
In an ideal world,
Mm-hmm.
is there like a brand or a company that you would say, no, I would fit my gym with this?
Just that equipment.
Yeah.
So my first reaction is no, but if I had to, from what I've seen of other people's stuff, I think Atlantis would be the best one. I personally think Arsenal Strength, like even though I have a couple pieces of their equipment as a whole, I think they're more of like they're just very popular for some reason. But I think a lot of their stuff kind of sucks.
Mm.
So yeah, like the chest press machines, you can't really get it. Like it's just they're not all user friendly. The Atlanta stuff, a lot of it's adjustable. I think the mechanics are better from a lot of the like the way they're built. Like Dr. Mike Israel, he has a few Atlantis videos on his page, so he seems to think the same thing from what I can tell. And Prime Fitness is a pretty good one as well. But in an ideal world, I would be able to outfit my entire gym with just bits and pieces of
Yeah.
Mhm.
company because they all have pros and cons for different ones.
What about barbell specifically? I'm a huge barbell guy, so what do you if you had to outfit, or I don't care, like what are your favorite barbells in the gym? What do
What do
you
you use
guys
at your meets?
Yeah, that too.
So right now, I've been using the Kabuki squat bar, Texas power bar, and Kabuki deadlift bar.
Oh, that's you don't see a whole lot of Texas power bars and is it 29 or the OG 28.5?
That's the original ones.
See, that's not that. Do you find that common? Because like I've been Dave's XPS or XPC meet is the only time I've ever used it. I mean, I've used a Texas Power Bar for the last decade, but I've never used one in a meet just because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't, a lot of people bitch about the 28.5 versus the 29, and then it's got a little more whip on it and stuff. But
So for the bench,
well, I guess theoretically, well, yeah, theoretically for
oh yeah,
bench,
because
I'm not benching enough to fucking give it whip, but I mean, in
yeah,
my head, it's just like in general that bar, but
yeah.
I just there's just most people gravitate towards the a Rogue Ohio or the Kabuki Power or something, so that's interesting that, and especially too because a lot of people will stick with the same bar brand across all three.
So I'll do that in a world where so like Texas power bars, Florida USPA, they told me that they got a deal with them pretty easy and pretty quick for like I don't know, like 18 bars and like for free, just like as a sponsorship deal.
Mhm.
So like if I can get that, I'll probably go to all Texas. Like,
Oh yeah.
what I mean, it's just that's a good deal because it would help the gym as well. And then, but the Kabuki deadlift bar seems to be a popular one now for like the obvious reasons. So the Kabuki squat bar, I just kind of ran with it once. I prefer the Texas bar or Texas squat bar on the monoliths because we don't have the rolling monos, and the
Mm.
Kabuki knurling is so sharp. It's very
Yeah,
to move that bar.
yeah, that
So
makes
it's
sense.
really asked for the spotters and loaders. So I'll probably go back to Texas squat bar eventually.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never thought about that. What, the whole being too gnarly and
Yeah.
catching on the or catching on the not having rollers, that is. So that's good stuff. Are you oh, do you have the OCD trait that I do and everything has to be on a spreadsheet? Because I think if I owned a gym that had 100 grand worth of equipment in it or more, I'd have to have every fucking at least anything that's worth more than a couple $100 has to be an itemized number somewhere.
I do not.
Oh, that would give me anxiety as fuck, man. It's just
So
like,
actually,
didn't I have 17 of these bars and now I've only got one? Who the fuck took all my bars?
so with the barbells, I actually plan on doing an inventory sometime soon because I need to plan because when I expand, I want to make sure I have so like enough squat bars for the
Mm.
model. You know what I mean? Just so there's never one that's like I don't want anyone to be like I need this bar and it being taken. So I'll probably always have one or two extra. So that's that. As for the deadlift bars, I have three Texas deadlift bars, one Kabuki deadlift bar, and an ISL Fitness deadlift bar. Remember them from like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they disappeared, but they had,
I think that, yeah, I'm not sure if they got bought by someone else, but yeah, they were like, that was like their power bar and their deadlift bar was like always like, hey, if you want to knock off Texas Power Bar for fucking like 60% of the price, go here.
yeah, they had a red deadlift bar. And this was before the barbell started being like colored all the time.
Mm.
What's that word starts with the C?
Cerakote.
Yeah.
Sierra Cody.
Yeah.
We like to say it wrong here sometimes.
I say everything. That's why I asked. But I was like, oh, cool, a red deadlift bar. Like that'll kind of go with the colors of my gym because it's like black and red. And that had such an aggressive knurling on it. People like hated it in the beginning. Yeah, but it's a good bar. Yeah,
A little more gym talk, and then we can get into some more funny stuff. I know you're more mono. I know you're more of a mono guy, but so what do you have for monos versus combos? Like how many? You have to have a little bit of both, I'd imagine.
yeah. So I have two Dynabody monoliths and three ER combo racks, one row combo rack, and I have two Texas combo racks in
God
storage.
damn, that's
Yeah.
legit. So yeah, do you find that the ERs are just more likable than the Texas, or they're just the fact that
So,
they're more? I know they're lighter and more maneuverable, so I'm on the hunt for the. In the perfect world, I would have a combo rack by now in my basement, but it's just like I don't want to pay the extra money and give up the extra square footage, and I would have to get rid of one of my other squat racks. I'm still on the fence, but like in the last like, couple weeks, there's been a Texas, a ER, and a State of the Arc all come up for sale within like a couple hours from me, but they all have their own issues, and it's just kind of like I always like talking. Fucking, I'll talk combo racks with someone, especially you literally own three of the ones I'm talking about. So, uh, sorry, just yeah, the why did the Texas get segregated to the garage?
so the Texas combo racks I just bought from another gym owner in the area because they were replacing theirs with Valor Fitness, which is like honestly, I think it's more of like a economy home gym.
Yeah, I didn't even think Valor fucking has combo. I didn't even know they had combo
Yeah,
racks.
they're new, so they're out of.
Okay,
So I
I'll have to look
believe
those up.
they probably cut some sort of deal with them
Yeah.
sponsorship wise. That's just an assumption. So I took those, but the thing is, I used to have three, and this was my fault. I was an idiot. I bought three Texas squat stands with a drop in bench, and I just thought that was a combo rack. So
No,
we
it's
weren't
not.
able to put the arms in and out. So,
Yeah, that's
so I
that's
sold
useless.
those. Yeah, I sold those, replaced them with the ER racks. I bought the ER racks because they're a little cheaper. And to me, at the time, their benches were a little less slippery.
Okay.
So it seems to me from people what I've talked to is the Texas, like there's been like evolution of the bench. Like they used to be really good and they would be kind of slippery and shitty. And now I think they're good again from
Okay.
so I like the ERX. They're very easy to transport and not as heavy as the Texas racks for sure. never get a row combo rack if you ever
Oh,
want to
they're
move.
yeah, they're too fucking big. Yeah, they're not only think they weigh like 800 pounds, but then they're also just like the Rex. They're too fucking wide. So you almost have to tell your lifters to put one arm in or both
Yeah.
arms in, even though you're not a wide squatter, because you're gonna fucking. There's no way you're unracking that 20 kg bar with a fucking 1/8 inch shaft collar very easily. So
And
I
imagine taking
I'm
the bench out of that. It's
uh,
heavy.
yeah, that's a
One thing I find weird too about the row combo rack is it has like that fat pad with it,
mm.
which is cool. People like it, but it's not legal in like any federations. And I believe it's legal in the USAPL.
It is because I'm gonna bench a PR on it in 2 days, but yeah,
So,
it is. They definitely have. It's not the Thompson fat pad, but it's like Rogue's fat pad, so it's still like the super squishy. So you're gonna definitely like sink into it like a motherfucker. But I don't know. I was surprised USAPL. I mean, it's because they were just so tied with Rogue, I guess. But I don't know.
yeah, it's
But if
I find it funny they kind of use that advantageous bench and they try to make everything harder for you. But they're using that bench because they probably get paid a shitload of money from Rogue for some sort of
oh,
like
for sure.
sponsor. So like I find that funny. It's like people talk shit about the deadlift bars, the squat bars, or whatever. Not everyone, but like some people, like purists, but you're gonna go bench on that and act like, yeah,
No, I got you. I got you for
Rogue
sure.
tends to do that, and then they do things like push the strength co out of the animal cage. Um, hey, how far away from a toilet do you have to stand to hit it?
oh, I can peep from so far away. I know who sent you that one. Yeah,
That's like
it's,
regularly. I think our notes specifically say you can essentially piss from 10 feet away and not miss.
yep.
How is like, and that's like only when you at any point, or only if you've held it for 7 hours? Because like, obviously, when if I don't piss for like 3 hours, it's going to be a lot harder than if I'm go. I maybe have to piss and it just dribbles out a little bit. So like, how the fuck can you piss from feet away?
I just do. It's a gift.
The
It's a fucking gift.
You know,
Yeah,
piss gift from
yeah,
the piss gods.
that's
yeah. Yeah. So like, I have to. It doesn't have to be an extreme like, oh shit, I got to pee really bad. I got a funny pee story I can tell you in a minute.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, one sec. So like, I have to be pretty uncomfortable to be able to pee that far. Don't ask me how I discovered I could do that. I just did for some reason. That, but my pee story is from today. I'm driving home from Legoland, and this sounds weird starting off, you know. So I'm probably about 20 miles away from my house, and it's like a back road. It's just 15-mile road, no gas station. I had to piss so bad. My daughter's in the car. I'm like, so I pull over. I go on the side road. It's all these farms and shit. I turn, open my door, and start pissing. And I've never done that before. And my daughter, Peanut, like her name's Olivia. I call her Peanut. Peanut's like, Daddy, why are you pissing? Why are you going to the bathroom in the grass or peeing in the grass? Like only dogs do that. She's yelling at me, so I'm sure she'll tell on me to someone soon. Yeah.
um,
So under I could get put on the sex offender list.
so where does the word or where does the peanut come from?
So it's again another ironic thing. When she was born, she was very tiny, just a really small baby. And now she's fucking giant. She's 4 years old and wears size 7 clothes,
Mm.
which means like 7-year-olds wear it, I guess. Yeah. So it didn't age well. She's a walnut.
Yeah. My girl's name is Saga. She's 2, and I keep part of the reason I keep kind of bailing is because she's screaming in the background. She does not want to go to bed, and I call her Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been her nickname from since she started walking, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to sing "Little Girl," and then I was just like, "That's weird," like calling your girl "Little Girl," and then I just moved into "Little Squirrel," and that just turned into Squirrel. And now she just fits that. She just chews on everything and climbs everything and falls off everything because squirrels are stupid, clumsy dummies. So I just thought it was funny, like the nicknames we give our kids and how they just stay forever until, they look at you and go, I don't want to be called that anymore. And you got to give that up, right?
It's peanut or a little shit to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That one doesn't go to the teachers, though.
No, fuck the teachers.
Little squirrel. And, hey, squirrel. And she'll appreciate that if my wife is listening to that and hears it out loud.
My wife.
My wife. What do you got? What do you got? Like we are literally looking at all this. We already did the piss
I know
stuff.
this is a lot.
When did you cut your hair? I heard you used to be an emo skateboard kid.
So it's never an emo skateboard kid. I just had long hair.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't tell you one emo band, but yeah, I used to skateboard all the time, and I did have long hair, and I cut it. Shit, I graduated. I think I cut it in high school, and then I grew it back, and then I cut it again. And I think I might have grew it back one more time. It wasn't like it was like super long like this. My hair doesn't grow that way. It just kind of
Hmm.
just like flattened. Yeah.
What
So
is your favorite band right now?
I don't have one, man. I like it sounds weird. I just listen to what's on the random playlists that play at my gym all the time from like
Mhm.
numerous.
So
Yeah.
Creed and Disturbed.
Oh, definitely not disturbed. That's one I can't fucking stand that down with the
I
sickness.
know.
Like,
Where it
like
sounds like he's breathing in while he's in.
yeah, because I don't have a problem with any music. I don't have a favorite music. I don't have like music I hate. Like it doesn't really bother me.
would you say it all sounds the same?
No, I just don't have a preference. Nothing really bothers me.
Didn't land.
But that down with the sickness song, it's so fucking corny and
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
it annoys me.
There's a YouTube video and it's just like I think I've described it here before where it's like Disturbed and their greatest hits and it's just a guy going nya nya yama yama na nama nama na na and it's like never has a band done so much with so little. And to me that's how every Disturbed song sounds except for like The Sound of Silence and maybe one other song, but it all sounds the same to me. I mean, I got respect for Disturbed. Great work, guys. But yeah, the at Massonomics Jam, apparently Down with the Sickness just plays over and over and over again.
I'm sure if I didn't hear it all the time, I would not be annoyed with it
Yeah, I
for
have
sure.
Sirius. I put on Turbo. They have a Turbo workout in their app, and I'm like, all right, I'm down. And then by the time the fourth Disturbed song comes on, I'm like, no, we're not doing this anymore, guys. It'd be like Creed, Limp Bizkit, Shine Down, Disturbed, and then like Slipknot, Disturbed, and your White Zombie, Disturbed, and you're like, I can't.
Yeah, it's funny at my gym. It's always either loud rap music or I don't even know the genre. It's like the old shit they used to play, like Blink 182, like those
Pop,
types of bands. Like
pop
that,
punk.
that
Okay.
is in the morning with the girls that play their stuff, and then at night it's always like usually like rap music. Or you have the one girl that puts on like the Shine Down Creed stuff
Mm,
because the speaker's just a free for all. I don't really care who goes on it. It's just kind
hell
of like a
yeah.
race. Yeah,
The
That
butt
just made me
rock.
feel so old that he just referred to like Blink 182 as like super old, and I'm like, fuck, that was like my high school time for him. But yeah,
You are
we
old
are
though.
old. I know we are, you fucker. You're still like 3 months older than me though, you little shit. So there's that.
Couldn't
So
tell.
speaking,
I moisturize.
um, so I want to hear the story about your early entrepreneur days where you conned your dad into buying you some pens.
oh, the gel pens.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to at Sam's Club. So my parents and grandparents used to always go to Sam's Club. So they used to sell like these little, I guess you'd call them like suitcase looking things full of gel pens. Back then, let's see, that was 25 years ago, maybe a little less. I remember it was $20 or so, 18 to $20 for that whole thing. And for some reason, gel pens were like the thing at my school. And I used to have my whoever I was with at Sam's Club buy it for me. And then I would sell everyone for $1. And then I'd run out and I'd con the other person and buy me another one. And when I run out. So like my mom and dad used to go during the day on Sundays, and then my grandparents used to go at night. So I'd make sure I was with them at both times so I can get all the gel pens. Yeah.
That's funny. Now, has that that's that little business acclimate kind of stuck with you? Obviously you're the business owner now, and do you have to have completely unrelated, but I'm assuming as a business owner you have to have like your own LLC and all that stuff. Do you have
Yeah.
something set up separate for the powerlifting meet, or is it all just under the same thing?
So I actually just did that a few weeks, like probably a month ago. I used to do it all underneath the gym. And I spoke to the guy who does the USPA meets. He also owns a gym. but he does it separate now for like his LLC for his meats, because he basically said like because he's a big insurance guy.
Hmm.
If anything ever happens to your meat, you don't want them to be able to come after your gym too.
No, that
So
makes sense. For sure, yeah. I'm always worried about that. So I have I'm a home gym guy. I've got about I got 1,000 square foot basement and 700 square foot gym, 3 squat racks, dedicated bench, dumbbell section, deadlift platform, etc. I have anywhere from every Sunday there's at least 1 or 2 people over, and then one Friday a month I have anywhere from like 6 to 12 people over. So like I've had people come over to my house for the last decade to work out, and like thankfully no one's gotten fucking hurt yet. But it's like and then a lot of times I'll like I'll sell something to someone on Marketplace and be like they'll be like oh man, this is a fucking sick gym. I was like, oh yeah, just DM me sometime, we'll come over and work out. So like I have people that like 99% of the people that come over are people that I've already have a relationship with, but every now and then there's like a complete new person that I don't really know and I've only talked to on Instagram like once, and but it's like I'm always like, fuck, this asshole is gonna like break their neck down here and fucking take my house. So one of these days I need to do something. So about getting some kind of like waiver or some shit. But
yeah, I'm usually the opposite of risk adverse. I just go with it. It's probably not the best trait, but it's probably the best trait at the same time in other avenues. So yeah.
Do you want to jump into a game
I'm
or?
good with whatever. I again I do a bad job sometimes of getting the notes clear, minimized for easier
Yeah,
reading.
no, no,
But
no,
yeah.
it happens. But I do really want to hear about the story, the first time you had a mimosa.
So it wasn't the first time I had mimosa. I'm assuming this is a very recent mimosa story. I think I've had. Wait, no, I've never had mimosa until. Yeah, that's right. That's my first mimosa. So I was at breakfast with my girlfriend. This place we've never been to before. We've always seen it advertised, and they gave free mimosas to people that went to their brunch because it was like a new. They never did brunch before, I think. And I drank one of them. And then the guy came over and gave me a second one. And he's like, oh, he was trying to be funny. He's like, oh, I don't know how this got here. I'm like, okay. This guy wants to suck my dick. And he might have, I don't know. And then, long story short, we get to the car. She's driving, thankfully. And I'm like, fuck, like, I'm really drunk. And I was just hammered for like 2 hours off of 2 mimosas.
Now, I was there a moment of silence involved?
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's move into FMK then.
Should I
Uh,
tell you?
well,
You're
that's
talking
up.
about
Well, that's
the
up to you.
penis.
If it's a funny story and you're comfortable saying it, let's hear it. But if not, we move
Okay.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talked about table talk. So I was at a powerlifting meet, and the music kept going in and out, in and out. And you have heard this, yeah. So I was
Yeah, I just registered what he was saying. Yeah. It's a good
music,
story though.
yeah, music kept going in and out, and I walked outside, and then I ended up walking back inside, and the music was out. I was like, oh, this again, and I was like, penis, and the music didn't come back on. I was like, fuck, okay, weird. Went on with my day. Joe Corsi, he used to live in Florida. He lives, I don't know, fuck he lives now. And he's like this big ass guy. He speaks very softly. He comes up and he's like, "Hey Jordan," I'm like, yeah. So when he yelled penis, that was a moment of silence for like a lifter's girlfriend.
Oh my God.
So, I was like, shit, my bad.
I remember hearing that before. It was a great story.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad Joey picked that out because I missed it.
uh,
I
one
one of
time,
the yep.
one time I'm sitting in a pub. I mean, a couple of my friends. Um, it wasn't me that did this fucking embarrassing thing, but we all cheers, okay, and we cheers anal sex because it was funny at the time. And my one friend decides to yell, "I love anal sex," right when the music stops. So the whole pub just turns and stares. And this guy is like probably a little like you, impossible to embarrass, but I've never seen him so sheepish. He just like shrunk into his chair and he was like, oh no, the whole bar just heard me yell, I love anal sex. Till the bartender came over with a shot and said cheers.
Did anyone fuck him in the ass that night, or
Well, I don't know. I didn't follow him home. It wasn't me, so I don't think I really followed
Oh,
that. Followed through
I
on
mean,
that one.
if I was a screaming, I would like. I mean, I wouldn't be embarrassed if I screamed that. I mean, if I said I love taking anal, I don't know. I guess either way, it's up to you. But like that's not a bad
No,
thing.
we don't judge here. We don't judge
That's
here. But it
fucking
was just funny that
cool.
he decided to say that right when
Yeah, that's
everything
pretty
goes
funny.
quiet.
Yeah,
Obviously not as interesting as what
as Dorian's
getting
a
pulled
deceased
aside there.
woman's fucking silence moment of silence. That's pretty bad. That's great.
Yeah, you
She
didn't
still
know.
hasn't come back.
She's not mad at you. Not mad at you enough.
Um,
Um,
I have one thing I wanted. One funny thing that basically it's essentially I would say it's a poop story. To some extent, it here in our notes it says that you hate not being able to take a shower after you take a shit. Is that a is that a thing? And
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, I get it. Is that a consistent thing? Because like I mean, I think I have those shits like once every couple of weeks where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna take a shower because that's bad. But I don't think it's every day.
Oh, I hate not being able to take a shower after I shit, man. Like, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, another Legoland story. We're at the Legoland Hotel this morning,
Get this man some wet wipes.
and we're in the hotel room, and I already got ready to go for the day, and then I ate their breakfast, which is just like picture like breakfast buffet food just on a plate. So yeah, I had to take a poop, I'm taking a shit, and Peanut wants to go. She's like, "I'm ready to go." I'm like, "Dude, I'm pooping." And then I had a shower afterwards, and she was not happy with me. So that trait hit me today and pissed off my daughter.
Oh,
would a bidet fix that?
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like that's I never used one, but I picture
I've
just
used one.
water splashing your butt. Like it's probably not that. I just like a shower.
No, I get that. Like, I get that part, but like, also, I get like sometimes your family and other people need you the fuck out of the bathroom.
No,
So,
fuck them.
like, would a bidet like ex expedite that? Expedite?
In theory, yes, but I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use a shower.
Yeah,
And what's cool about my shower head is it comes off the thing,
yeah, mine too.
and I can really make sure that my wiping skills are good.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, you must save a lot on toilet paper then, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just do the basic wipes and then get out and make sure the rest of the job's done. Okay, let's go FMK.
Do it.
Are you ready for some FMK? Fuck, Mary,
Yeah,
kill.
this is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Okay,
I've always
fuck,
had
Mary,
tough-
kill. MMA, powerlifting, or professional wrestling?
Whew. Just three things. Fuck.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be a good one.
Let's start with Mary. It's gonna be MMA because I watch that every weekend. And it's just I like to bet on it. It's gonna be a constant in my life. Powerlifting. I've been doing it for 15 years. Probably don't have that many more meets in me, realistically. And it's always gonna be a part of my life to some capacity because I own a gym and I coach a lot of lifters. So that's gonna be, I guess I'm gonna fuck it. So it'll always be around. And I'll just kill pro wrestling. I don't really have an explanation, so this is the only one I had left. It's
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
what's
much
hard about this game is like sometimes you got to just like,
Just kill
I
one off.
guess.
you just gotta
Yeah.
rank them.
I really like pro wrestling, but
Do you keep
not
up?
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up on. You got Raw, SmackDown, and the pay per views, and it's like it only gets really good during that whole WrestleMania season.
Yeah. Ow. Yep. And are you only watching WWE or are you doing AEW or any of the indies?
Right now, just WWE mostly.
All right.
AEW
Yeah.
sometimes, but it's a lot to keep up with.
It really is. And I just like once Bray Wyatt left, I don't know if you saw my tattoos. They are the
Oh,
Fiend, right? So I got
yeah,
the Fiend's tattoos. Um, Once he left, I kind of stopped paying attention. But now that The Rock is back, LA Knight is still there. Like I'm still paying a little attention, right? I'm mostly just watching highlights. I'm not sitting here watching an entire Raw. And whenever I try, the kids lose their shit. So
yeah,
it's like, oh, it's bedtime, buddy. And he's like, no, it's not. We're watching wrestling. And he's like literally jumping on the couch up and down, yelling. Wee, wee. So I don't get
yeah.
to watch it a lot.
We just went to the Royal Rumble and then the Raw, the post Raw 2 nights after. That was a pretty good time.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
like this
that's
WrestleMania season.
it's been good so far. I don't do a lot of MMA stuff. What do you think about Tyson and Paul?
I think it's genius. Like,
Yeah.
so everyone's talking about. So I know it's boxing, not MMA, but everyone's like, "Oh, he's old. Like everyone has their own theories on it."
Yeah.
But to me, what people are overlooking from like the business aspect is this is going to be the first combat sport on Netflix.
Yep.
So I think that's showing what's to come. I mean, you probably know this WWE Raw is going to be on Netflix in the fall.
Hmm.
So what else is next? Like UFC, because they're owned by the same company that owns
TKO.
WWE.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that. So what's next for like football, basketball? Like I think the evolution of sports on TV is going to be way different in the next 5 years, and this is just the beginning.
Do you think Tyson and Paul is going to be a work?
No, I don't. I don't think it's ever a work. So, like, like, what do you mean?
Uh,
Like, fixed?
do you think it's fixed?
No, not at all. I was at Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley 2 in Tampa, and everyone called that fixed. Like, oh, he gave him this signal. He got punched so fucking hard, you could hear the punch over the crowd.
Mm.
And what they didn't show on TV was him like laying down face first, like for 3 minutes. Like it was a hard punch. Like I personally don't think any of that's fixed. And I'm like a big I don't call myself a conspiracy guy, but I always question a lot of things that like are presented to us. But like there's no reason to fix
Hmm.
combat sports. Like because one, so many people have to be in on it, and like people will blame like Las Vegas and the gambling odds and stuff like that. Well, they win no matter what, like at the end of the day. So like one, especially boxing, like a boxing fight like that, it doesn't get enough like action to really warrant doing something like that. And everyone thinks Jake Paul shit's fixed because it's Jake Paul. Like his paper, he doesn't sell anything. His pay-per-view buys like 300,000. That's nothing. Like he
Hmm.
makes his money through other avenues. So
Ultimately, I think like if I had to give an opinion, I think all of it's a bit of a work. I
yeah.
do think that like Conor McGregor himself just being over like he's Seth Rollins
Mhm.
of MMA, right? Like he's over the top. He's like he's a work in general because you are tuning in to watch him get punched out. Like Roddy Piper was a good example too, right? You didn't tune into WrestleMania 1 to watch Hulk Hogan win. You tuned in to watch him beat Roddy Piper. That's to me what a bit of a work would be. Um, I do think that Mike Tyson, and I hope like he's so dangerous. And I think that you're saying like the people are saying, oh, he's old, he can't do this. Like, remember who this motherfucker was?
Yeah.
Like,
So
he
I'm
was the best.
yeah. So like I get that, but like we're gonna disagree here, but the guy is like 57, 50, he'll be 58. He's had a hard life. I mean, like he was
Yeah.
already declining in his prime, went down that whole legal drug stuff, comes back, whatever. Like I'm like he looks good hitting the pads. Everyone's like, oh, he's not gonna like lose to some YouTuber. Like if he does, it's fixed. You also have to remember like Jake Paul and his brother are like very good athletes.
Logan Paul is an incredible wrestler.
Yes, it's ridiculous how good he
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I absolutely. And even not just the wrestling, like his storytelling, his
Yeah.
moves, everything he does, he's amazing at it.
Yeah, because everything they touch is good. And like Jake Paul, like in the past, I think 5 or 6 years, he's been into the boxing thing. People don't realize that he's had every resource that he's needed. So you take like a genetically gifted person with that type of work ethic and give them top notch coaching and all that stuff with all the money in the world, they're going to get pretty fucking good. Even though he's not like some crazy good boxer that's going to be like champ over the main, like the real boxing guys, I can believe that he can give a 58-year-old guy a fight, especially if it gets past like 4 rounds.
I don't disagree, but I also do think like I'm just a big Mike Tyson fan, just having watched his past. I'm not like a boxing dude or MMA dude,
Yeah.
but just having watched like the Mike Tyson biographies and documentaries and watching his old matches, like that guy is dangerous, and I
Yeah.
still
I would
think
love to
he
see him
has
win.
the potential to still be very dangerous.
Yeah, I would love to see it, but just from like my observations on how these things usually go, like doesn't usually go well.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people are talking about how it's going to be like an exhibition and like they're not really going to do anything. I don't think they're going to put an exhibition match with like headgear on at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That's
No.
just, you can't do that.
No, that's going to be a fight. And I have been watching Mike Tyson's pad prep, I guess is what you mentioned, that he does look, he looks good for 57. But again, Jake Paul's 20 something. So
I hope I'm wrong, but yeah.
it'll be fun. So I guess maybe this would be the first bet ever made on unpaid and underrated. If you show up at Lift Hard, Live Easy, first drinks on, I'll take Tyson, you take Paul.
Sure.
There you go. And we did hear you like to gamble a little bit. Is there any is that more like a cards thing, or you just bet on the fights you go to, or what it was
So I like to bet on like pretty much just the fights. Like I'll fuck around with football and stuff like that, but that's just like the action junkie in me.
mm-hmm.
But I do pretty well like over the course of like a couple like I always like track my stuff by like the year.
Okay.
I do pretty good on the fights.
There you go. One thing I think we missed up top, it's here. I think your mom said something to the extent of like you got a soft spot for disabled animals or animals with a handicap or disability. You had a cat that was missing a tail. I mean, I don't. It was this 20 years ago. Do you still have a tailless cat? I haven't.
Yeah, so actually, so I had her name was Midnight. She died at like 20 years old.
Okay.
And my mom actually just bought a black cat with no tail,
Oh, that's awesome.
which is
That's
very ironic. She went
yeah.
to she went to go get a cat, and I think they had like a 2-for-1 deal or some shit. And then she ended up buying the black cat without a tail. So
Gotcha.
I technically don't have that cat. Like I didn't pick it out or buy it.
Okay.
The new
Your
one.
mom's.
But when I also when I was little, we had I wanted hamsters.
Mm-hmm.
I went for the one with like one eye because I felt bad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm a cat guy, so any kind of cat talk, I always got like to touch base on. So that was
I
good
had 4
stuff.
cats at one point.
Oh wow, that's we have two now, and it's I couldn't fucking imagine having three, let alone four. They're
Growing,
just
we had the 4 cats. The fourth one died not too long ago, and my mom, she always said like, "Oh, I'm not going to get another cat because they just like die." Like she can't put it like that. Then she ended up buying 2 more recently, and you froze.
Oh, he did freeze. All right. Harkening back to the first couple of episodes. Oh, you just froze
yeah.
like hell, Keith. Like you were just
I know I did. I was like, Jordan, why aren't you talking? I'm like, oh fuck, it's me. That's annoying.
we was talking cats.
That has been a minute since I had that issue.
Talking pussy.
Yeah. Eat a dick. What the fuck? Okay. Am I
Okay.
here now? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're here now. Where are we? You want to move on to unpaid and underrated?
I'll do a you can't not do a Mount Rushmore, then we can go under unpaid. So this might not land if it's an older hobby, but someone did recommend this for you. So Mount Rushmore, basically your top four of this topic. So Mount Rushmore for you, Big Jordan. Books every lifter should read.
Books every lifter should read.
And if you don't have it, like I don't know, someone basically said you were really reading at one point, and specifically like fitness books or like strength building books. I don't know if it's not going to land. We'll just move on.
I'll create another one if this one doesn't go.
Yeah, if you have something, yeah.
Okay.
Something else.
So Mount Rushmore, WrestleMania headlining matches.
Ooh. So how do I rate that? Like,
so you just take if somebody said to you, I only want to watch 4 WrestleMania headline matches in my entire life, which 4 would you tell them to watch?
Okay. So I would say we'll go in like worst to best, right?
No. These are just the 4 best. The 4 absolute best.
Right, WrestleMania 17, obviously, Stone Cold and The Rock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can't really beat that one, right? Because I really have to really think about that. I might miss one.
Let's not even do headliners. Let's just do WrestleMania matches.
Matches. Okay. Shawn Michaels Undertaker retirement match.
Absolutely. Yep.
Triple H Undertaker. That was a good one. I mean, yeah, I'll put that one on there. And then let's go something more recent. This is a tough one. There's so many.
Yeah. And they almost all involve the Undertaker.
Let's go with last year. Let's go. I really like this match. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
Hell yeah.
Very good match.
Charlotte Flair is such like as much as you could say, Nepo baby or whatever people want to say about her, she's a hell of an athlete.
Very
She's
good.
very good at what she does.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that the WWE is not using her to her best.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she has an opportunity to maybe go somewhere else and build some more notoriety and come back because I think that they are just defaulting to her being Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
And I think that that has made her presentation not as aggressive as it could be. Whereas with Rhea Ripley, like they really leaned into mommy, right?
Yeah.
And she's been incredible ever since.
She's good. Good role.
I have a quick, somewhat related, not to that. So I think it was Kevin recently slid into my DMs and said something, or maybe it was even in our one of the Discord channels, but something to the extent of, should we start giving the guests the Mount Moore the Rushmore topic prior to, so they can kind of like come in prepared and not have to just go off the top of their head? I'm just curious. Like, would you have preferred as a guest to have the topic beforehand so you could actually spend like 10 minutes kind of like scrolling through and actually like do your research, or were you more cool with it just being like doing it live?
Cool doing it
It's
live.
just okay,
Yeah,
cool. I just it's
like the book question, if that were like, if I did read fitness books, I think that kind of might have got misinterpreted. I used to like to read books all the
yeah, I
time,
must.
but I've never really read a lifting book in my life.
I
Um,
gotcha.
but I probably, if that were the case, I would have been able to do that pretty quick. I think with the WrestleManias, there's just so many
Yeah.
over the last 25 years I've been watching it. Like I know the Triple H Undertaker one I just threw in there, and I'm kind of thinking of a replacement right now, but not gonna
So
happen.
maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing.
But that
We'll
match is
debate.
important is because that was such a build up and
Mhm.
Shawn Michaels was the referee. And the
Yes.
reason that that match was so important is because Undertaker and Shawn Michaels walked Triple H out because he blew a quad or
Yeah.
something during that match. And to
Yeah. I
have
was there.
two
I was in Miami.
opponents, yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. To have the opponents, like at the time, people got in shit for that.
Mhm.
But to have the opponents walk each other out when one was injured to the crowd on camera was like unheard of,
Yeah.
right? So even if the match itself, I can't remember a single move, that moment was so important. I'm sad Bray Wyatt never had a good WrestleMania moment. Never once. He actually lost at almost every single WrestleMania he was in. He's got an autobiography coming out, or not an autobiography. He's got a biographical movie coming out too soon. Obviously, means a lot to me. So yeah, that's the wrestling chat. Unless you got more you want to go on.
I did have one. You had mentioned you saw that live, Jordan, right? So, not a Mount Rushmore, but like if your favorite or your couple favorite sporting events you've seen in person.
Oh, best one
It sounds
was
like yeah, it sounds like you've been to a bunch of cool shit. So,
definitely 2 weekends ago. It was the UFC 299 Miami. That was like the best card on paper, and like it was just a great card. Like it was very good.
nice.
There's that one. Last year, I think it was like April 6th or so, April 7th. Again in Miami, the Israel Adesanya UFC card, him and Alex Pereira. And then let's go one more. It'd be a wrestling one. It would probably would have been the Monday Night Raw we just went to after the Royal Rumble. Like the Royal Rumble was cool, but it was just two big matches, a few filler matches, no commentary or anything, obviously, because it's live. But at the Raw, it was all like the post pay per view stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of the promos. I had like third row seats on the floor. I got pretty lucky there. And then it was just, that was pretty cool. Both in the
That sounds
last,
so that's definitely like sounds like one of your favorite pastimes, and it's just sporting events live in person. So you mean it sounds like you go to a couple a month minimum at that rate.
yeah, a few a year. It's like
Okay, so just I got you.
when UFC comes, kind of have to go to that, right? Because they only come to the state once or twice a year. And then the
Mhm.
wrestling, like I don't go to them all if they're around here, like at all. But this past one, I really wanted to go to that Royal Rumble because I've always wanted to go to one.
So Royal Rumble is my favorite pay per view because
Yeah,
it's always where the most surprises happen.
this
And
one sucks in
yeah, it
terms
did. I was about to say the
of
same thing. This was
surprises.
the worst Royal Rumble I think I've ever like. When my wife and I first got together,
Mhm.
she came to my brother's house. My brother has a big like entertainment basement, right? And I was like, I'm going to watch WrestleMania. you're welcome to come with me. And she wanted to like fit in with the boys. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna come. And like she saw like I would stand up, right? Like, oh my God, like I would like freak out when something cool would happen. Like Kevin Nash came out as Diesel. Oh my God, like that's so cool. And then like would nerd out and mark out and like tell her all this stuff. And this one, I was just like, yeah, I guess it's all right. Right.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
there's
cool,
nothing.
cool Booker T. Great. Right.
Yeah,
Like he was there a minute ago and now he's just there again. Pat McAfee actually replacing Brock Lesnar was interesting because I think
that
that was a
was
last minute decision.
yeah. We were there, and I was telling her, I was like making all these predictions, like this is gonna happen. I was convinced Big E was gonna come out, like
Mm,
holy shit. And I was like, there's nothing. There's not one
yep.
surprise.
Not one good swerve. Edge
Like
returning, tears.
Edge was the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
full on. And you know what? When I saw his wife come out in the women's,
Yeah.
I was like, do you think he's there? There's no way. There's no way. And then he came out and like, yeah, absolutely, bro. But this year was probably the worst one. And
Yeah.
that's kind of sad. And I guess that's what they're doing now. Multi-billion dollar company can't. The women's was actually better than the men's.
Mhm. I'm also really curious too. Is like we're probably throwing everyone off with this wrestling talk, but
Not all of them, some of them. Keith is bored as shit, but a
I
lot of the
will.
a lot of the
I
crew is
listen.
listening.
I listen.
because it's like so obviously we saw it happen to Rock and Cody Rhodes. Like, was this
Mm.
all the plan all around all along? They get the type of reaction, like you know what I mean? Because like, why have him win the Royal Rumble? Like, there's
I don't think it was planned. I think The Rock getting put into the director of TKO, um, they saw an opportunity to make a new storyline.
yeah, yeah.
And
To me, it just has a lot of that whole Daniel Bryan like
yeah,
word to it.
we don't think Cody can handle it, so we're gonna add somebody.
Yeah,
Kind of feels like it, but I do kind of think they were like, well, hold on, The Rock's back. We'd be stupid not to use him.
because to me,
Right.
it's like, it's going so good now.
Yeah.
Like it was like the genius plan all along. Like I bought fucking I don't have cable. I bought YouTube TV so I can watch SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I tried to watch SmackDown like I said this week, but the kids wouldn't let me. But yeah, like even I'm trying to tune in again because like The Rock's back. The Rock is from my childhood. I'm in.
yeah, it's funny how they're doing it because like he's always been my favorite wrestler. And when they replaced Cody with him, I was like, okay, that kind of sucks. Like it
Mm.
didn't work. It didn't go well, I don't think. That was just my opinion though.
But then they kind of made it work, right? Like now it's gonna
Oh, they
be
definitely made it
day
work.
day one, day two.
Great now. I just think the whole like what are they gonna do? Cody versus Seth again and then The Rock and Roman, like that just seemed too easy of a like a something to go back against, you know?
Well, I think the plan is night one is the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth, and then
Mhm.
night two is actually Cody versus Roman.
Yeah. No, that's definitely what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's the plan now. So you would say The Rock is your favorite of all time?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the where the people's egg roll comes from. Like that's
Yep. I refer to my penis as the people's egg roll. Yep. That's all I got.
oh, that's good stuff.
Better than strudel.
All right, Keith, what do you got? Where are we going next? I'm sorry, I've taken over
No, we're
enough with the
good.
wrestling chat.
It's was there anything else before me? Let
It's
me
worse than the metal. Like if I get into heavy metal too, like I'll go off forever, and it just bores
uh
Keith to the fucking bone.
no, I can listen. Fuck, there was something I wanted to get back to. Fuck, I don't remember now. So, if it comes to me, we'll pull it back up. But yeah, let's go. And I'm sure we'll hash some shit out in unpaid and underrated. Just so we're gonna go ahead and kick off some unpaid or underrated. You know, it's everyone else's version of overrated or underrated, but we're cool, so we named it unpaid or underrated. So underrated means you like it, and unpaid means it sucks because nobody wants to be unpaid. So I'll kick off a couple here. I'm gonna go with sleeping with a pillowcase on your pillow, or just pillowcases
Oh,
in general. Maybe there's got to be some kind of story here.
yeah, no, underrated. Like no, overrated. Overrated. Yeah,
You don't.
I don't need a pillowcase.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I've taken off many pillowcases like in my sleep. Don't need it.
that's
Don't need
I
So
hope you don't feel
weird.
the same way about like a fitted sheet. You don't feel this. You don't sleep on a bare mattress. You're not the guy that sleeps on a bare mattress, are you?
No, I need a sheet on the mattress.
Okay, but
A
just not a
pillow.
pillowcase. God, you don't do that in a hotel room, do
No,
you?
no, I don't do that.
Okay. But I guess, do you have to? I guess the only caveat I would have to be to be okay with that, I would have to cut the tags off though, because the one side having the huge fucking tag would just irk the shit out of me. I think because then like if you always flip your, I mean, I flip my pillow around. I'm assuming everyone flips their pillow to the cool side every at least once a night, and then like having like feeling the big ass marker, the big tag on it would just that would be so distracting.
Yeah.
I'm having a panic attack thinking about not having a fucking pillowcase on my pillow, dude. Ugh.
Ugh. Okay, so I have two pillows. I have a flannel and a silk. And the silk one is because I sweat at night and I don't want my pillow to absorb my gross, gross sweat.
Mhm.
And the flannel one is because I live in the country. It's fucking cold out here. Ah, like, yeah, balloons. Sure.
That's relevant. That's so funny.
What is it? What is it about pillowcases that bugs you? Do
Yeah.
you know?
I have no idea. I've just
Yeah.
always been like
Just bugs you?
that.
That's fair.
I'm way too particular about my pillows, I guess. I don't know. I have like I have a 25-year-old pillow that I still use. It's so gross, but it is
Ew.
it's the only thing I can sleep on without neck pain. Like I swear to God, it cradles my neck perfectly. I don't care that I've had it since I was fucking 10 years
It
old.
sounds like you need a My Pillow because
Where's
that's
the big gin
gross.
at?
They collect such gross
Oh yeah.
oils and skins.
Oh, for sure.
I buy
Yeah.
a new pillow like
It,
once every 6 months, just like as soon as it stops functioning.
I mean, I literally have like 12 pillows in my bed pretty much just because I like depending on if I'm in pain, I have to have like pillows around my feet or like on my side. If I sleep on my side, I gotta have another pillow. It's like I'm a pillow connoisseur. I've got a lot of fucking pillows,
Sound
but
so old. You sound so old right now.
someone, oh, who was it? Oh, Big Chris fucking called me out on being old the other day. I have the when I get a text or an alert or anything, my phone fucking flashes and he called me a fucking boomer for that. And I was
No,
like,
you can't.
dude.
No, phones should not make noise or
Well, it
lights.
doesn't make noise. It's just the flashing. I do it as like an alternative because if my phone vibrates, I'm not gonna fucking I don't have my phone on me when I'm around the house. It's just there. So if I don't see the little flashing lights, I don't know that I got messages. So I don't know. Anyway, unpaid or underrated for Big Jordan. I'm gonna ask chrome plated kilo plates.
Overrated. Like they look great, right? But for the price of them, not needed.
Now, is this more of a jab at Alex or is it like I don't know, I'm not sure who submitted this because like most kilo plates are painted, but then they have the chrome rim, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about fully chromed out
Yeah,
like
I
kilo
have the
plates.
fully chrome. Yeah, I have them at the gym. The
Oh,
hand
okay, okay.
ones. Yeah, like I'm like, oh, they look cool. I want to get them now that I have them. So the worst thing about them is the lack of color. So like, it's happened a few times where I have to remind the guys,
Oh,
like,
you miss loads, right?
yeah, it's like look at the number.
Uh,
It's 25 kilograms, and someone will always throw a 20 instead of the 25, or 25 instead of the 20. They go down a racket, and they're all the way like this. So
see that.
yeah, but yeah, I guess they're overrated. But I don't regret having them because they look really.
Hmm.
You said
What
those are the
what
Hansu ones, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a
Oh
Canadian
yeah.
company.
It's
I
insane.
almost got some of those because they were so gorgeous.
Yeah, they
But I
look
think,
great.
yeah, I think I had the same problem. I was just like, no, I
You're a
don't
big
like
Matt.
just how uniform they are. Big Matt, who's not here again,
I know, right? What the fuck?
They
right?
actually have chrome ones now with colors on the like the inside.
Yep,
Really good, but they're an extra like $1,500 or so.
that's
So
insane.
yeah,
But they're
Joey doesn't like
pretty,
Joey doesn't want to pay $15 to get into a meat, let alone $1,500 for
right? Fuck
fucking
that.
plates. All right, we might have to go more than our six. We got a lot of topics here, but I got to try to pick at least one more, and then we'll see if we could do some bonus.
yeah.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna ask this one because I know there's a good story with it. So I'm gonna go with your Toyota Tundra, and so let me hear about that, and then I want to hear the story of what inspired you to buy it.
Okay, so Toyota Tundra, I would say, is a little bit overrated. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
like, I love a truck, but I only say it's overrated because like it comes with all these things I don't understand. Like I have the whole TRD Pro. Like I don't tow anything. I don't drive off road. Like I'll be at the gas station. Like these guys will come up to me and be like, oh, you got a TRD Pro. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I don't know what it does. So yeah,
It allows it allows you to piss in a ditch and you not get stuck when you pull back on the road, right?
exactly. Yeah. So there's that. Well, yeah, like I like the truck. I don't like the gas mileage and the amount of money it costs to fill up the tank. I come from a Corolla hybrid, so I switched. I bought a truck because I got a car accident driving my cousin's Tundra. Um, Ironic, I guess. And I feel like if I were driving my Corolla, I would be pretty fucked up. Maybe not even talking to you. Like it was a pretty bad accident, but being in the truck kind of saved me from any major injuries. All I got out of it was like a fractured neck or some shit like that.
Ugh. And that was on your way to a meet, and that you still like were you just the meet director, or were you competing? Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I was holding
Okay,
beat.
so
Yeah,
you how was it hosting a meet with a concussion?
it was fine. It was good. It was one of my
From what I
smaller.
remember, everything was great.
Yeah, I showed like blood going down my head and stuff like that. They like forced me to go to the hospital, which I guess I'm glad I did, right? Because I was supposed to. And then, but like the whole time I was there, I was like, I need to go. I need to go. Like, what time is it? Finally, was able to make it. Still got there before squats were done.
Oh, there you go. Well, I think I'll hand the baton off to Big Joey and see what he's got for you.
Okay. So unpaid or underrated alligators.
Overrated, I guess, or unpaid.
Yeah.
Saying the wrong word this whole time.
That's
No,
all good.
I'm very scared of alligators. They scare the shit out of me.
Does it come up a lot? Like obviously in Florida, they're around.
No, honestly, no. But I've had a recurring dream in my life where, like, my pool is there's an alligator out there. We're in the pool, or I jump in the pool and there's an alligator, or I just look out the window and there's an alligator by my pool. Like, yeah, I've always been very scared of alligators.
Hmm.
I don't really have a reason for it. It's just kind of like everyone has their own fear, but don't like them. I think I was at the zoo a few months ago and I saw one and I was like, fuck that. Get me away from that.
So, if any of our listeners live in Florida, I know there's a couple of you, and you live anywhere close to Jordan, we'll pay for you to get a inflatable alligator and put it in his pool when he's not home. And you just have to film it for the content for us, though. That's all.
I actually just saw an alligator on Facebook, in like one of those like city neighborhood groups where it
Mhm.
was like exploded. I guess it had like some shit wrong with it. They call it like bloated belly or something like that.
Ugh.
Mm.
Okay.
Just, his guts were everywhere. And then another picture of an alligator eating an alligator. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no, they're terrifying dinosaurs. I don't blame you at all for,
yeah.
but I don't have to deal with them up here. So like at most, I maybe have to worry about like mountain lions, and even that's like kinda.
Really, I think alligators don't really fuck with people. I just think they're scary animals.
Agreed. Right. I'm sure they prefer to not bother with you, but when they do cross your path, it's more likely you're going to be the one that goes, "Yeah, you stay over there. I'm going to walk around."
And then my parents, like ironically enough, they owned a Chinese restaurant originally. That's why they moved to Florida. And there's a big pond canal out back. And like to get to the restaurant out back, because that's where they drove up, it was like a curve. And there's no big like curb. It was just a small curb.
Mm.
So like I used to always be scared that we'd just hit that and drive down there. So I
Mm.
was like 6 or 7. So like I've always been scared of the things. Like, that was always like my worst fear is like missing the turn and hitting the curb and ended up with the alligators in the pond.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So unpaid or underrated rom com.
Uh, Underrated. They're all, even though they're all universally the same, I like them because they never exceed like an hour and 35 minutes. And a lot of them are pretty funny. I like them.
Did you see the new one, the Luck of the Irish or whatever with Lindsay Lohan?
I did not.
Oh, it's being universally panned. I watched the preview and was like, I'm not even going to suffer through that.
I
I
haven't
don't know
even
when.
seen any like recent ones. I mean, so like I used to watch pretty much any genre of movie I would watch in the
Hmm.
past, and that's when I had more time on my hands. Well, I could always be at the movies, it was whatever. But like recently, like the only movies you really see now are kind of just released on Netflix or
Yeah.
whatever, you know. So I haven't really seen many of the recent ones, but all like the staple ones, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty funny. They all end the same, but they're good.
Yeah, the
I,
Luck of the Irish or whatever is on Netflix,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna sit through it.
so I did actually watch I would call, I mean, definitely a rom-com. It came out in the last couple of months. I saw Anyone But You. If you get a chance to watch that, I'm not sure where it's streaming or not. Right? I think it's still actually. I think I bootleg downloaded it, so it's probably not available.
I've seen that,
But
but I
it,
forgot what it was
it
about.
I thought it was pretty funny. It was the boy and the girl have a one night stand basically, and then through just miscommunication they hate each other, and then it's like
Um,
their mutual friends are getting married, so then they have to be in the same wedding party
oh yeah,
on fucking
that was in the movie.
in Australia. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean I would say that's definitely rom-com or era genre,
that's
but
funny.
yeah, I enjoyed that. It was it did get an 8 on the Glaze scale. I just had to check for everyone.
But what's your favorite one?
Rom-com, I fuck it, I'd have to. I don't. Recently, I'm gonna go with that all time. I'll circle back to me after the Joey's next question. Also,
Uh, Probably P.S. I Love You.
Uh, that's like a
Does that count as rom com or is
very
that like
serious
sad
rom-com.
rom?
Yeah, it's sad
Yeah,
rom. Yeah.
I don't know that I've watched a lot of rom
yeah,
coms.
I'd have to
I'm
go
a
through
horror
it.
guy myself, so like I
Yeah.
don't. I'm the opposite of that. The Gentleman that was just on Netflix, the series,
Mhm.
top fucking tier.
I gotta watch that. That's the one where like the guy inherits some shit or something, right?
It's a Guy Ritchie film, right? But it's a series based on the Gentleman film that was out.
Oh, that's something else. Okay, I'm thinking of a.
No, it is. You are correct.
Okay,
So the
there's a
Gentleman is
movie
by
also.
Guy Ritchie, who also had a movie along the same
Gotcha,
lines.
gotcha. Okay, I remember.
All right, get back to me with your rom com there, Lex. I'm gonna do two more. Unpaid or underrated anchovies.
Underrated. They're
Yeah,
great.
that one was a shocker to me. I can't even handle those.
Yeah, they're very. I've always liked them. I like them on my pizza. The best thing about having them on your pizza is no one wants to share the pizza with you. So
Hmm.
yeah. So like, if you gave me anchovies out of a can, not a big fan. Like they're whatever. Put them in a Caesar salad, love them. Put them on a pizza, love them. No one
That's
likes them, but
that's why I put olives on my pizza
oh
because
yeah, I don't
nobody,
like,
yeah, nobody in the house will touch it. My dad might. He'll add
yeah.
more olives because he's a weirdo, but like nobody in the house will be like, "I'm gonna eat your olive pizza." All right, last one for all the marbles. Unpaid or underrated? Joe Sullivan.
He is underrated. So like, if you've been following me for a while, him and I have gone back and forth in
Yep.
lifting. He has far exceeded me. Um, but I'm still second place to him in the squat. We kind of traded the squat record of the 2021 showdown. I say he's underrated because not only is he just like a good lifter, but he has, in my opinion, like he's kind of dived into a whole different training methodology with Jake Benson. That's obviously working for him, working for Briani, working for his athletes. And what I really like about like his development over the years that's probably not appreciated enough because people don't probably haven't been associated with him as long as I have is he was always that like angry aggressive like do or die lifter. Now he's like a very intelligent lifter. There's a lot of things that are in like a traditional powerlifting sense, like big focus on conditioning, health stuff. Even though a lot of what we do is not healthy, there's a lot of healthy stuff he does like implement now. And I believe just based on his performances and numbers over the years, it's working for him. So yeah, I don't really know if there's like a unpaid or underrated answer to that, but I feel like just knowing him for so long, and despite like always wanting to compete with him and for that particular squat record, just seeing the evolution of how he's been as a person as a lifter has been great.
All right.
Follow up to that, unpaid or underrated, the breath belt.
Oh, here we
I,
go.
I don't even know anything about it. I just know he gets made fun of a lot for it.
We just like, I mean, we don't want anyone to be addicted, but stirring shit's always a little bit funny. Like it's kind of a, we do as the other podcast do is jokingly. We don't want anyone to I mean, if you really hate someone, feel free to say something. But
No, the joke
90% of the yeah.
the joke on here has always been, oh, Joe Sullivan's mad at somebody.
Yeah.
right?
He's
You
always
know,
he's always picking a fight with someone in someone's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
comment section.
And the only reason I brought it up was again because I knew that like for 30 seconds you held the record over him, and
Yeah.
and I knew that aspect at least.
Because even before that, we always had like a little friendly rivalry, and it was really blowing up on social media. Like we didn't like each other back at like the 2016 record breakers. We've always been cool. It's just been kind of like a, like the whole competitor thing. But like we talk here and there for about a lot of things. He's overall a good dude. He's always mad at stuff. Like there's always a lot of the controversy he seems to be a part of, like whether he wants to be or not. But like even if I disagree with stuff that he's like spouting off about, I do like how he stands up for whatever he's like believing in,
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh Joe, shut the fuck up. But like, yeah, I mean, like it's just
Even when Brianni was on Massonomics, she said something and you could just hear him in the background, like, I'm telling you, and you hear Tanner go, oh, Joe has an opinion. Again, like I have no stake in because again, like I don't really know who half these people are. So I just thought I brought it up because of the that 30 seconds that you held the record over him, and maybe one day you'll get it back.
yeah, we'll always be grouped together in some sense.
Absolutely. All right. So that's it for unpaid and underrated, unless you have any that you want to ask there, Keith.
Was it
Bathroom art is kind of relevant to us.
No, yeah, because you had a whole like people were tagging you in that for a while.
Yeah, that was really funny. So one episode I brought up, Jordan, that I was at my local pub. I live in the country and I have two towns, kind of like one side and the other side. And both of them have their local pubs. And I go to the one, and it is surprisingly one of the best bathrooms I've ever been in. They have like an actual change table for babies in the men's washroom, which you almost never see, right? And I mean like a fully stocked, like diapers and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
that's really cool, man. That's really awesome. And they have the keg urinal, like it's a keg with a hole cut out of it because we're men and we pee in beer. But then out of nowhere, they have Scarface. They have just a random picture of Scarface on the wall. And I thought, like, what is it about men's bathrooms that they just do fucking weird artwork in? Like, why is Scarface in this washroom? This well stocked, well like built washroom, and then you just have Al Pacino sitting there looking mad for no reason. And then for a while, people were sending me their examples of silly bathroom art.
Yeah.
And it for some reason that is here in your list of unpaid and underrated. So I guess unpaid and underrated bathroom art.
Oh, so I don't have a designated male or female bathroom at the gym. I just have two bathrooms. I should probably do that sometime.
I wouldn't worry about it. They're both holes in the ground that take pee away. Who the fuck cares?
So like in one of them, I got on that was it Timu or Timu? I think they made fun of it in the Super Bowl. So it's that like Asian company just buy cheap shit from and hopefully not get ripped off. So I got two posters. One was the picture of the guy in Dumb and Dumber taking a shit with his feet up in the air. I put it on one. And then I have this still of Will Ferrell and what's the other guy's name from Step Brothers?
John C. Reilly.
Yeah, John C. Reilly.
Yeah. I don't know why I want to say Dan Aykroyd, but
He kind of was the John C. Reilly 30 years ago, I guess. Yeah. Like well, probably even more superior too, but yeah.
And they're comedy. And you could just see the picture of them looking down. So I just put them in the bathroom. Yeah.
Again, just random fucking bathroom art. Like I just don't understand. And yeah.
Someone from the gym must put that on the Instagram.
Yeah. I think
somebody that probably has heard us talk about it and then wanted us to like bring that up. Yeah. Just random Scarface. Like it says it's a nice built washroom. All the trim is nice. Everything's set up. And you just turn around, there's Scarface for no reason.
I just like putting shit up on walls.
That makes sense.
Your shower walls though, right? After you take a shit, when you're washing it out.
Oh yeah, literal shit.
It's good stuff. All right. Well, I think that concludes unpaid and underrated.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can move on to if you have anything for us, we'll hit us with it. If not, it's kind of dealer's choice on if you wanna if you got anything you
Paid
want to.
underrated.
Oh, I mean, literally anything. Like, sometimes people just ask us a random question. Sometimes people have a fucking list of like this is anywhere from a 30-second to a fucking 30-minute segment. So anything you want to know or anything that came up that you wanted to follow up or elaborate on or on our end that is.
I got a
Uh,
funny one. I kind of play with my friends.
there we
Um,
go.
but I don't. All right. So I want you. This goes to both of you. Pick in your mind. I'm going to say, find a female that you just despise and find extremely ugly, like someone you can't stand. Let me know when you got them.
Am I just picturing this person? Because I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, don't say their name. Just picture them. You got one, Joey?
No, this will take a minute. Yep, got it. Yep, got
All
it.
right. All right. So if I walked in with a briefcase and opened it up,
Uh,
and there's let's not go to $700,000 in cash, tax free. I said you have to lick this person's vagina for 2 minutes straight. Would you do it?
Yep.
I mean, obviously, like this is an imaginary world where I'm single and like where there's no
It don't matter.
consequences.
It don't fucking matter.
It
The
it
partner's
whatever.
gonna understand.
No, I'm not mine. Not fucking mine. And she could
At
fucking
least give her a
she
dollar.
knows how to get rid of the body. So,
Wait,
uh,
so am I like licking to completion? Like, is this a Tootsie Roll thing, Tootsie
depends
Pop
on how
thing,
good
or like
depends on
Just
how
have to
good
lick
you
it.
are, I
Just
guess.
gotta lick it for 2 minutes. Skills don't matter.
good?
And go ahead, Keith. Just act like you're single. Fuck it. Let's just go that.
Yeah,
We'll still take the 700,000.
700 grand to eat it. Well, the hard part is because you kind of set me like if it was just like you got to do it to like a like I
Still
go
only
into
2 minutes.
yeah, but like I've seen some of the most disgusting human beings in the world.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
what
the
could you
one like
do with 700
oh
grand right
no, oh
now?
Go
sure
to
no
buy
no
a
no no
combo rack.
yeah
Like,
yeah
honey, this
definitely
is for the kids.
yeah I mean, I'm sure I would yeah as long as I'm single I guess whatever I would have that smell the smell I can fucking smell it from here Jesus Christ. Ugh.
You don't have the smell of this stranger.
I can imagine
Like, what?
it.
No, like, hold on. Like, what if this stranger smells absolutely wonderful?
Not the people. I'm imagining some like
Like
I
B.
go
Arthur?
into like
Like, are you picturing like,
I go into like borderline condemned apartments that people are living in every day to like provide a service. So I'm just imagining some like Section 8 scumbag that like can't take care of themselves and it's just like biohazard shit. Um like
does
and
he
then like
get
a
dental
fit.
dam? Can he have dental dam?
Nope.
No. Oh God, no.
No
Yeah, yeah.
stipulation.
No
I don't
stipulation. No dental dam for you, buddy. No
Me and a few
saran
700
guys
wrap.
play this shit all the time. I don't know why it always happens, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
a lot of situations like that. It's like the whole "What would you rather do" game. So, like
Yeah.
for your Instagram promotional clip, I want you to play this. Would you eat a gross ass pussy from someone you hate for 2 minutes for $700,000?
So, like, the problem is
Download the podcast.
it took a second for me to think of it, and the problem is the person I hate ideologically,
Uh huh.
but she
Must
is a
be Hillary
very
Clinton.
attractive woman.
Must not be Hillary Clinton.
Nope, but that did no, she didn't even come to my mind. What the fuck? So like, yeah, ideologically despise this person, but like, he's a physically attractive woman, so like, it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, it must be
I
nice.
wouldn't be
Mine was
either.
not physically attractive in my head.
Yeah, yeah, I don't tend
And
to lean that
700 is
direction.
such a good number too, because that's like it's life changing for like 5 years, 10 years. But well, it's basically my wife and I couldn't work. Like I could not work for 7 years if I wanted to. That's like
You
all
go
that
back to
really saves
school.
me. But like that's not like if it's a seven million, I'd fucking stick my whole head up there. You know what I mean? Like, but $700,000 is just
700
like
is a good number because it's like, really,
it's enough to really like be impactful, but not so much to have a stigma like yeah, I cheated on my wife for the rest of the yeah, no, I can't do that.
you could
Uh,
probably eliminate pretty much any major bills with $700,000,
sure.
Hmm.
work less, and probably be fine the rest of your life if you really plan to.
Yeah. Then he's just living off the interest if you just fucking put it all in the fucking a high yield or played it, some
See, now you're really thinking about it.
oh God.
See, also, like, how many times can I do this?
Going back to the well, yeah, I think it's a
Just
Like
one.
again, ideologically don't like her, but I got blindfolds and earfolds.
I
like
think I took
like
it as
once
he
every
said
like
basically the
year, do
ugliest
I have to
person.
go and like pleasure this person and get 700,000? Because like yeah.
Just one time.
Oh, still yeah.
How much pleasure are you providing over there though?
Me wouldn't need 2 minutes.
2 minutes worth. You just gotta
So
keep going.
what's the ratio? Like if this exact pose question to your buddies, what's the ratio of answers you?
So I have one guy, Adam. He always acts like it's a no, but I guarantee you it's a yes. My friend Eugene, he will do it for 20 pounds on his squat.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'd do it for a fucking oh yeah. How much that I like that better. Like how many pounds to my total would I have to could I add? Like I would honestly take that over 700. Like if I could have a 2,000 pound total and like
What?
be mad, like I would take a 2,000 pound total, which I mean that's fucking doubling my total basically. Like that would double my total and
I would I
live off
would
of
double
that.
my total for this disgusting thing
I would
I couldn't even dream of a second ago.
I
I would
love
more.
powerlifting, but I take $700,000 over a number at this.
Oh, I know, but it's all me.
Even though, like, if you told me the same scenario and it was like, just make sure you bench a PR again. Like for me, you're even get close to it. Like, I'm licking that pussy. Whoops.
At the same time.
So how has your recovery been on that? Your how long ago did you tear it?
At the American Pro, so the 28th of October, got it. Got it repaired on the 16th of November. So I think we're about 17 weeks post-op.
Okay. And what's your next year look like? Do you have like a plan? I mean, you didn't even fucking talk to your surgeon, and you're working with Seth. So what's Seth want from you in the next like 6 months to a year?
We haven't really talked about that. We kind of go just week by week, and
Okay,
like
smart,
my
I guess.
goal, my goal and plan is to compete in my own meet in December. So I'll
But a year out, or like a year from injury, give or take, or well, a little over a year.
Hell yeah.
so that'll be ideal. I mean, it's in my hometown. Get to live with my friends. Won't have to like face like the stress of traveling and all that. I haven't done like a local type meet in a very long time, and just have a good time. So plan on doing that. If that goes to plan, I'll probably do one of the big ones in 2025, and let's go from there.
And by that you mean the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 3.0 that'll happen in 2025. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, right?
Honestly, with the timing of that, the summer, yeah,
Yeah,
probably because it
it'd be
goes
legit.
a little too soon after December. And a lot of the people from my gym now are doing that meet this year, so I'm glad I'm not competing. I'm assuming I'll have the same amount next year. So like it's good not to have that like extra stress.
Well, yeah, I think I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but it would be awesome to see you out there at some point. And like you said, if there's any chance you can make it out this summer, dude, fucking do your best to get there. It'll be a blast. You won't regret it. But I think we're all about ready to fall asleep, so I think it's time to bring us in for a landing if everyone else is good.
Yeah, not all of us had Legoland all day.
I think Jordan has to piss, but he was just going to whip his dick out and piss from here because he's got that 10 foot range there.
Yes. Got it all out on the road.
No, okay. So everyone do us a favor. Go hit up our affiliate links. So we got Obsidian, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, and Home Gym Con. Code Unpaid will save you on all those. Massonomics will be at Home Gym Con, so come hang out with me and the boys and about 7 or 8 other crew that I know will be there. Big Joey, where can I find you?
Joey_Malesko, MLECZKO. But that doesn't matter. Just make sure you follow us at Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. Keith, where can they find you and your multiple levels of Instagrams?
Keith Honeycutt 73 on Instagram. Go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. Jordan, where are they going to find you at?
Instagram Wong Swung, and my gym Showcase Strength and Fitness, and my meets page Showcase Strength Events.
Well, we appreciate you
Oh,
coming on.
and J Wong 6969 on Grinder.
Nice, nice. So the double 69, I mean, that's like the one wasn't enough. You had to, well, it was probably like just, it was, yeah, fucking beat me to it. But, all right. Well, Big Matt, maybe next week. Until then, we'll see you guys next Tuesday.